Live from the Maverik Center in West Valley City, it's Utah Grizzlies hockey, as it's the first of a three-game series between the Grizzlies and the Newfoundland Growlers. Hi, everybody. I'm Tyson Whiting. It's the first of a three-game set between the Grizzlies and the Newfoundland Growlers, who've got a record of 6-5-3 this season. Newfoundland's got 15 standings points, and this will be their 15th game this season. As for the Grizzlies, they come into play with a 4-6 record with 8 standings points. And Utah is looking for a bounce-back week after 3 pretty tough ones against Iowa. They started the series against Iowa this past Wednesday, 7 days ago. It was a morning game where Iowa got a 3-2 victory. The difference in the game was 2 Iowa power play goals after Utah took a 2-1 lead. Last Friday, on November 17th, it was a 4-0 Iowa victory as Peyton Jones got a 30-save shutout, and Davis Koch had 2 goals and 1 assist. And then last Saturday, in the Grizzlies' most recent game, Mick Messner scored his first pro goal, 3:46 into the second period. And Cole Gallant added a third-period tally for the Grizz. And goaltender Dante Januzzi made his professional debut where he stopped 31 of 34. But 2 Davis Koch goals. And, Jesse Jocks also found the back of the net. And even though Utah outshot Iowa 39-34, it was a 1-goal Iowa victory, 3-2 the final there. And so the Grizzlies are looking for a bit of a bounce-back effort this week against a pretty good Newfoundland team who's normally around the top of the North Division standings in the league. It always seems like they're in first or second place. They're in their 5th year of existence, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Grizzlies made a couple roster moves, and they added a forward we'll talk about here in a few minutes. We got a good goaltending matchup tonight. Trent Miner gets the start for the Grizzlies. He'll go up against Luke Cavelin, who had a pretty solid year for Newfoundland last year. He was 24-9-1 last season with a .917 save percentage. So it's going to be a lot of fun here in the day before Thanksgiving as Grizzlies take on the Newfoundland Growlers here in the first of a 3-game set. Don't forget these same teams will meet on Friday and Saturday night. Face off both evenings will be at 7:10. And let's see if Mick Messner can keep it going, as obviously he scored his first pro goal last Saturday, and he was one of Utah's best players on Saturday. He had 8 shots on goal. And let's see if Cole Gallant could keep it rolling. Gallant played in 7 games with Trois Rivières last season, and he scored his 2nd goal of the season last Saturday. The Grizzlies will be without Dylan Fitz tonight, but Aaron Aragon, who was signed yesterday, he'll make his Grizzlies debut wearing number 15. We'll talk about Aragon in a few minutes. And Jordan Stone also makes his season debut. It'll be his 25th game in a Grizzlies uniform. Normally a defenseman, but Stone will be a forward this evening for Utah. Crowd still filing in here on a Wednesday night as the lights are out. Face off here in about 16 minutes here from the West Valley area. And if you're near Maverik Center, come on down and enjoy some Grizzlies hockey with us. If not, we got the game on Flow Sports and audio coverage on YouTube, which is essentially our radio broadcast tonight. It's the 4th all-time meeting between the Grizzlies and Growlers. Utah won 2 out of 3 games in a weekend series from October 11th, 13th, and 14th. We will go down memory lane and talk about some of those players. Let's talk about the newest Grizzly, Aaron Aragon, who played in 4 games with the Idaho Steelheads earlier this year, and he actually had a point in 3 of those 4 games. He had 5 points in 4 games, 2 goals and 3 assists. So we had 2 multiple-point games with the Steelheads earlier this year, and when he became available, I think Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn remembered Aragon, who was one of Idaho's best forwards in the preseason, and they decided to give him a call, and he'll be making his Grizzlies debut wearing number 15 for Utah. He was number 19 for Idaho earlier this year. Grizzlies did release forward Jared Power. Power had 1 goal in 9 games this season. He had 2 goals overall in a Grizzlies uniform. We'll come back and go down memory lane. We'll talk about that 3-game series from December of 2019, and we'll also give you the lineups for both teams as we're in business on a Wednesday night, and you're listening to the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey as we're live on a Wednesday night. Thanksgiving Eve here, as it's a Bud Light College night where student tickets start at just $10. The last time Newfoundland was in town was on December of 2019. They were here for a 3-game series, December 11th, 13th, and 14th. In the series opener, Newfoundland won 4-3 in overtime as Joseph Duzak scored the game winner. That was 137 in overtime as Brad Barone mishandled the puck behind his own net. In that game, Grizzlies got goals from Tim McGauley, as well as Griffin Molino and Joe Wegworth. Taylor Richard, who was the Grizzlies captain at the time, had 2 assists for Utah. But the Grizzlies did bounce back on Friday the 13th, December 13th of 2019. It was the debut of Martin Ouellet, who was an outstanding goaltender. Ouellet had a 19-save shutout for the Grizzlies, and it was certainly interesting to see, what type of year he had as he came over in a trade with the Florida Everblades, and Ouellet was just outstanding all year long for Utah. He had a 19-save shutout, and the Grizzlies got 2 goals and 1 assist from Griffin Molino, and 1 goal and 1 assist from Ty Lewis as Utah won 4-0. The Grizz outshot the Growlers 32-19. In the rubber match on Saturday, December 14th of 2019, Yuri Terreo had 2 goals and Ty Lewis had 1 goal and 1 assist. Utah had a 3-0 lead, and then Joseph Duzak scored 2 goals to make it interesting. He scored 16:41 into the third, and he also scored 17:51 into the third. I was a little bit concerned towards the end of that game as when Terreo scored on the empty net with 16:08 when he scored 16:08 into the third period. So with a little less than 4 minutes left in regulation, I said this baby was in the refrigerator, pretty much meaning that the game's sealed up and you can pretty much head home because the outcome's been decided. But Newfoundland made it close. That's the only time where I said this game's in the refrigerator, and I almost ate my words as Newfoundland there in the final minute was trying to put a frantic effort to tie the game, but Ouellet and company held strong, and Utah ended up with a 3-2 victory. Ouellet stopped 32 of 34, and if I remember right, he was the league's goaltender of the week that week. That was part of what got the Grizzlies back on track for the final 3 months of that regular season before the season was eventually canceled in March of 2020. Grizzlies and the Growlers meeting for the 4th time all-time. Utah's 2-1 against Newfoundland. Obviously, the Grizzlies are not very familiar with Newfoundland, and obviously they don't even play the same opponents throughout the regular season, so it's certainly going to be interesting. Utah will face the Growlers 6 times during the regular year. That's right, the Grizzlies are going to face Newfoundland more than they face Wichita during the regular season. That's certainly odd considering Wichita is in the division, and Newfoundland is so far east, they're in their own time zone, 3.5 hours ahead of Utah. When we come back, we'll give you the lineups for both teams. We'll get familiar with the Newfoundland roster, as well as who's in there for Utah tonight. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the lineups here on the Grizzlies Hockey Network, presented by Affinity 56. Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. Face off in about 10 minutes from now as we're at the top of the hour. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. I'm Tyson Whiting. Let's go over the lineup for both teams. First for the visiting Newfoundland Growlers, who are led by first-year head coach Matt Cook. And if that name sounds familiar, Cook played in over 1,000 NHL games. If I remember right, he won a Stanley Cup with the Pittsburgh Penguins as a player. Cook did have some notable incidents there with some physical play. In fact, you go to his Wikipedia page and it says incidents and suspensions. There's a good 6 or 7 paragraphs on that. But he's in his first year as Newfoundland head coach, as they've got a pretty full staff. Starting in net is Luke Cavalin. Cavalin catches with his right glove and his stick side's on his left. Cavalin making his 6th appearance this year. He's got a record of 2-1-2 with 1 shutout, a 2.56 goals against average, and a .936 save percentage. Cavalin last year was outstanding for Newfoundland, as in 35 games he had a record of 24-9-1 with a .917 save percentage and 2 shutouts. So he's one of the best goaltenders in the league. First time he'll face the Grizzlies as a pro. He'll be wearing number 40. The backup goaltender is Dryden McKay, who's made 6 appearances this season. We'll probably see him later on this week. Starting defensive pairing for Newfoundland, Nolan Dillingham. Dilly, he's got 2 goals and 1 assist in 11 games and a +2 rating. He is 6'1" and 211 pounds. He played in the OHL last year with Sarnia. He'll be paired up with Johnny Tychonick, Tychonick. He played in 7 games in Newfoundland last year and had 2 goals and 3 assists. He'll be number 20 this year. He's got 2 goals and 11 assists in 14 games. So he's off to an outstanding start this season. Starting forwards, that's one of the best forward lines in the league. Jackson Berezowski was absolutely outstanding in the WHL. He had 48 goals in 62 games with Everett last season. And in this, his first pro year, he's really off to an outstanding start. He's got 19 points in 14 games, and he's also a +12 for a team that's just a couple games over 500. So watch out for Jackson Berezowski. He's only 21 years old. He's got a bright future, 5'8", 181 pounds. He's not very big, but obviously has a ton of speed, and I saw his shot in warm-ups, and it looks like he's got a rocket. He'll be wearing number 7. He'll be paired up with Zach O'Brien, who's one of the best players in this league over the last 5 or 6 years. O'Brien was the Kelly Cup MVP for Newfoundland when they won the Kelly Cup back in 2019 in their first year of existence. O'Brien last season was just outstanding. You talk about a guy that's got a resume that could be worthy of the Hall of Fame someday in this league. Last year in 59 games for the Growlers, he had 87 points, 23 goals, and 64 assists. In 3 games with the Growlers this season, he's got 2 goals and 3 assists. So watch out for Zach O'Brien. He'll be sporting a mustache and wearing number 10 for the Growlers this evening. And the other forward that's starting is Grant Cruikshank. Cruikshank wearing number 19. He played at St. Cloud State last year, and he had 23 goals in 41 games in college. He's got an AHL contract. Cruikshank has 19 points in 14 games, which is the same amount that Berezowski has, although Cruikshank's scored a couple more goals. He's got 9 goals and 10 assists, so a very dangerous top forward line for Newfoundland. Berezowski, O'Brien, and Cruikshank. The law firm will be starting for the Growlers. The 2 former Grizzlies there on the Newfoundland roster are not in the lineup. Their captain is Todd Skirving, who played in 6 games with Utah in the 2017-2018 season. He's out of the lineup. And James Melindi, who spent the entire 2017-2018 season with Utah, he's also out of the Newfoundland lineup. He's been with the Growlers as long as the franchise has been in existence. Grizzlies come out on the ice. They're wearing new jerseys tonight. It is a cream jersey with green numbers, black trim. It is a beautiful looking jersey. A couple stripes in the front of the jersey, one on the chest and one about the stomach area. Black on the shoulders with a couple secondary logos on there. Kind of cream socks with a couple horizontal stripes. That is a beautiful looking jersey. Go to the Grizzlies team store and purchase those jerseys. But make sure you save one for me. Save an XL for me because I'm getting one of those for the holiday season. Grizzlies are debuting the jerseys tonight, and they look really sharp. It's the Grizzlies' 3rd look this season. Starting in net for Utah, 3rd-year pro Trenton Miner. He'll be making his 7th appearance this year. He's got a record of 2-4 with a 2.69 goals against average and 905 save percentage. The backup goaltender tonight is Dante Januzzi. Garrett Metcalf is a scratch. Matt Miner wearing the Grizzlies jersey. There's a Jeep on the front of the jersey. It looks very similar to what the Pittsburgh Penguins wore in the Winter Classic this past season. Grisby waves the flag at center ice. Trent Miner gets introduced by Grizzlies PA announcer Chris Hagan. Miner, the Grizzlies' all-time shutout king. He's got 10 shutouts in a Utah uniform and 11 professionally, with one coming in the AHL with Colorado. Starting defensive pairing, the University of Denver product, Kyle Mayhew, 3 goals and 1 assist in 10 games. He'll be starting at one defenseman. And the captain, Josh Wesley, 1 goal and 3 assists in 10 games for Wesley. He is the son of former NHLer Glenn Wesley, who spent 20 years in the show from 1988 to 2008. Starting forwards for Utah, Aaron Aragon in his Utah debut. He had 2 goals and 3 assists in 4 games with Idaho. He had a point in 3 of his 4 games. He wore number 19 in Idaho. He'll be number 15 here tonight. Nathan Burke in the starting lineup for Utah, 4 goals and 2 assists in 10 games. And Brandon Cutler, who's got 4 goals and 3 assists in 10 games. Cutler leads the Grizzlies with 2 game-winning goals. He also leads Utah in shots on goal with 38. So starting defensive pairing is Mayhew and Wesley. Starting forwards are Aragon, Burke, and Cutler. Other defensemen for Utah tonight include Brian Yoon, as well as Jacob Semick, Corey Thomas, and Keone Teixeira. The other forwards for Utah include Brett Stapley. Mick Messner scored his first pro goal on Saturday, as well as Jordan Stone, who's playing forward. He's making his Grizzlies season debut. Yes, the Grizzlies Iron Man Tyler Penner will be in there. Dakota Raby's also in the Grizzlies lineup. He's got 2 assists in 7 games. Cole Gallant scored a goal last Saturday in Iowa. He's got 2 goals in 10 games. The Roosters also in there. Jordan Martell. And so that's the other forwards. Dean Yakura also in there for Utah. He's got 1 assist in 10 games. Scratches for Utah tonight: Dylan Fitz, Cade Jensen, Cody Cron, and Michael Underwood. When we come back, we'll have face-off here at Maverik Center as we're in business on a Wednesday night. It's the Grizzlies and the Growlers. In fact, we'll keep it right here, and we got O Canada here at Maverik Center. O Canada performed here at Maverik Center for the first time. Now for the United States National Anthem here on Thanksgiving Eve, here on a Wednesday night at Maverik Center. Grizzlies and the Growlers.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
It's a great night for hockey as two big standings points are on the line as the Grizzlies take on the Newfoundland Growlers for the first of 6 meetings this season. Good goaltending matchup. Trenton Miner in there for Utah. He's got 10 shutouts in the Utah uniform and a .905 save percentage this season. In net for Newfoundland is Luke Cavalin, who was outstanding last year, and he's off to a great start this year with a 2-1-2 record with 1 shutout and a .936 save percentage. Grizzlies in the cream third jerseys for the first time, and what a beautiful looking jersey it is. To find out what it looks like, go to the Grizzlies X page on social media as well as Facebook as well. Grizzlies are led by third-year head coach Ryan Kanasowicz. For Newfoundland, it's Matt Cook, the former NHLer. Referee tonight is Dominic Cadieux. The linesmen are James McKenna and Colin Kleinendorf. Puck is dropped and we're underway. Utah wins the draw. Mayhew over to Wesley, who slides ahead to Burke, who dumps it in. Grizzlies skate from right to left as we see it from high top section 114. Your mind's eye, see it on YouTube. We'll try to paint a picture for you. Grizzlies right side, Wesley around the wall to Burke, the near goal line. He gets taken away. Newfoundland slides it ahead. Zach O'Brien gets to neutral ice. Cutler takes it away, throws it back in. Dillingham takes it as he skates towards the near side. As Nolan Dillingham gets bounced in the near corner, action in the Growler zone. Burke wraparound goes wide as it ricochets off the near wing boards. Pass ahead. Caulfield, the brother of Cole Caulfield. He'll take a right wing shot that goes wide. Brock Caulfield fired wide, wearing number 6. Growlers at center ice take it away. Messner ahead towards Stapley, wearing number 7. Stapley feeds it to the near circle, but nobody home for Utah. As Newfoundland up ahead. As Growlers out to center ice, it bounced off the stick of Tate Singleton, the Ohio State product. As Stapley gets tripped up as he was entering the zone, no call. As he gets back to his feet, Stapley can't believe it as he skates back to neutral ice. As Newfoundland takes the puck, they skate from left to right here a minute in. Up ahead towards the left wing, puck flies out of play as Yoon got to stick it away around the Utah blue line as it goes flying into section 124, about row 5. As we get our first whistle of the contest with 18:47 left in the first. Everybody make your pick for the Optum first goal of the game. Optum is committed to making healthcare work better, leading the way to better experiences, better health, and lower costs for you. What do you think scoring first for Utah tonight? My money is on the Rooster, Jordan Martell. He's out there with Tyler Penner and Dakota Raby. As Martell gets the puck over to Raby after Utah won the faceoff, Raby tried to dump it in, but instead bounced it off of Jacob Modry, whose father played in the NHL. As over to the right side, as they're looking for Neil Shea. He couldn't handle it. Delayed offside. It goes back to the Newfoundland blue line as it goes back to Modry. He's got good size up ahead. As dumping it in is Tyler Weiss. Looks like it's spelled Weiss, but it's Weiss. As it center ice, Modry drives it in. It bounced off the end wall as Miner kicks over to the far goal line. And they throw it back to Semick, who goes over a stick and kicks to center ice. Penner chases after it as Dillingham. Rink-wide pass doesn't connect as it bounces off the far boards. Semick out to center ice for Raby. He couldn't get it. Raby got a piece of it, though. No icing as the Grizz make a line change 2 minutes in. Still no score. Neither team's taking a shot. Growlers carried across center ice. Now left wing pass to O'Brien. O'Brien fires towards the net, and it kicks off a Grizzly skate. Jordan Stone out there in his first shift of the season wearing number 19. High slot. Lefty shot hits the post. As Johnny Tykonik almost made it a 1-0 game. The Iron Unkind. Grizzlies gain center ice. Yakura loses. He was trying to dump it in. Now Jackson Berezowski ahead to O'Brien. He couldn't reach it. And the Growlers dumped it in from their territory. So icing is on Newfoundland. 2.5 minutes in. Grizz will make a line change. Newfoundland wearing a black jersey with white numbers. A little bit of gold at the bottom of the jersey top. And some gold on the socks as well. Beautiful looking jersey game here on a Wednesday night. And it looks like we got a pretty good Wednesday crowd as Aaron Aragon on the ice making his Grizzlies debut. He played in 4 games earlier this year with Idaho. As Aragon, well, it looked like Tykonik told Aragon to be on this side of the line, kind of the invisible line, as Tykonik has a size advantage against Aragon. Draw's going to be in the near circle of Newfoundland zone. Luke Cavalin, the goaltender, he catches with his right, and his stick side's on his left. As Growlers win the face-off, and they'll bounce it out to center ice. Wesley throws it back in as it bounced off of Tykonik, wearing number 20. Tykonik flexes his wrist. Wesley, right point. Shot is blocked. Wesley keeps it in. Burke along the far boards, gets pushed as Burke battles along the wall one-on-one. Burke skates towards the far circle, pokes it towards Cavlin. Cavlin throws it back to the corner. Growlers spread the ice. They lift it high into the air. It goes over Wesley's head, and it's going to be icing on Newfoundland. As we're exactly 3 minutes into the game, still no score, and neither team officially has registered a shot. So linesman will make sure the 5 guys that should be on the ice for Newfoundland are out there. Brett Stapley will take the draw for Utah. He's got a point in 4 of his 5 games this season since joining the club. Stapley on an AHL contract with the Colorado Eagles. As draws over on the far circle, and it's won by taking the draw for Newfoundland is Grant Cruikshank. Cruikshank 19 points in 14 games. Cruikshank has been outstanding for the Growlers so far this year. Utah wins the draw as they go over to the far corner. Utah spins it back to the near side. Messner chases after it, sporting a mustache, but it's Newfoundland that's got it. As puck's still in the corner, and he got taken away. Good poke check by Cruikshank as Gallant was trying to skate towards the near goal line. This goes back over to Newfoundland as they spread the ice. Growlers kicking out to center ice. It bounced off the skate of Tate Singleton, the Ohio State product. As Newfoundland gets to Singleton, stops on the right point and spins along the wall. Caulfield throws it off the backboards as Corey Thomas spins it between his legs. Now right wing, righty shot goes wide. That was taken by Matt Brassard, number 21 defenseman. Now left point, lefty shot. Glove saved by Minor. As that last shot was taken by Joe Masonis. Masonis 6 feet and 190 pounds. Last year played with Fort Wayne. 16-19 left in the first. We're still early on, so grab some chips and dip and maybe a beverage of your choice. And enjoy a little bit of Wednesday with us here on Thanksgiving Eve. I'm sure you don't want to eat too much tonight. You got to save up for tomorrow. Tyler Penner will take the draw in the far circle against Tate Singleton. Newfoundland wins the draw as they throw it to the left point. Righty shot is blocked by Penner's stick as Teixeira gets pushed by Singleton. Singleton wearing number 9. As Penner gets it, he carries it out to center ice. Right wing, and he'll drive it into the left corner as Cavlin plays it behind his net, and he feeds it along the near side off the glass. As going down's Martell, no penalty. We've yet to have a penalty tonight, as Grizzlies are the least penalized team in the league. They've also had the fewest power plays. As Martell throws it back in the Grizzlies zone deep, as Teixeira drives it along the near wing wall to Martell. Martell back in his own zone, carries it to neutral ice. He veers off to the right. He crosses center right wing, and he dumps it in as Martell gets pushed by Isaac Johnson, who's 6'3", 187 pounds. Newfoundland carries it out of the zone as Adam Daw, number 47, left wing chip. Now skating in, left wing shot, and hits the post is Newfoundland. And I think that was, couldn't quite tell who that was. Neil Shea's over there in the area. As Raby throws to the right point, Modry feeds it to the near circle, taken back by Wesley. Will chip it off the far wing boards. Penner locates it, and he backhands it to center ice as it goes to Raby, who crosses center. Raby dumps it in, goes back to Jacob Modry, and he fires it off the far boards. Grizzlies make a change. Right wing, Newfoundland enters as Tyler Weiss skates towards the near goal line. He gets tripped by Mayhew, no call. Behind Utah's net, 2-on-2 battle as Weiss gets back to his feet as Mayhew will get it across to Wesley. Wesley, horizontal pass to Cutler, and gains the line, left side. Left wing, lefty shot goes wide as Burke chips over towards Cutler. Cutler in the far corner gets it, trying to find a cutting Burke, and Newfoundland gets the stick in the way, and it goes out to center ice. Grizzlies reset. Thomas over to Yoon in the Grizzlies zone. Back to Thomas. 5.5 minutes in, still no score. As Aragon lifts it in the air, it bounces off the right corner on one hop of the ice. As Newfoundland's taking 2 shots. Grizzlies have yet to take one. Cutler over to the right wing, skates towards his left. As he drops it off looking for Thomas. Newfoundland takes it away. Growlers run, 3-on-3. As Cruikshank throws it across to O'Brien. Left wing, righty shot, saved by Minor. As puck goes over to the left side, Grizzlies get it. Up ahead towards Cutler. Cutler gains center ice. And he chips over to the left side. Yoon chases after it. Cutler comes off the ice for a change. Yoon near side up top for Semick, who winds and fires. And a save by Cavlin. Thunder, or make that the Growlers. 2-on-3. They enter the zone. They skate towards the left side. Lefty shot. Saved by Minor. Heck, there's 2 teams named the Thunder. Why not make it 3? As Messner gets to neutral ice. He crosses center. Right wing pass to the Rooster. Martell gains the line. Stops on the right point. Waits for everybody else to enter. As they throw it to Stapley, trying to chip it out in front to Teixeira. That's poked away by Matt Broussard as he'll throw it to the near side for Massness, who backhands it off Araby. It goes to center ice. Newfoundland thought about entering. Johnson entered. Singleton gets it back to Johnson, who's now at neutral ice. Johnson enters down the middle. He gets held up and feeds it to the right corner. Johnson chases after. He delivers a big hit on Teixeira as it goes over to the Rooster. Ahead to Raby. He extends his stick, gets a piece of it, and it goes deep in the Growlers zone as Cavlin feeds it off the far side, goes back to Modry behind his net. He moves it ahead as Newfoundland skates from left to right. Very few whistles here, 7 minutes in. Growlers cross center ice, fire a shot. Saved by Minor with Neil Shea chasing after Minor as we get a stoppage of play and a timeout. 12:57 left in the first, no score. Growlers 4 shots. The Grizzlies have taken 1. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Audio Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
12 minutes, 57 seconds left in the first period. They gave Newfoundland a shot that was taken from center ice onto Minor. So it's a 5-1 edge for the Growlers on shots over Utah here early on. Draws in the far circle of Utah's zone as Growlers win the face-off. High slot. They'll throw it off the right corner on no hops to the ice. Mayhew battles with Daw and feeds it across to Wesley, who chips to center ice. Puck skips on Burke, but he corrals it. And he gets back checked as Newfoundland takes the puck away. As they skate in, as Tyler Weiss throws it to the right circle, and Shea couldn't handle it. Burke gets it across center ice. Left wing pass to Cutler. Grizzlies enter. Cutler bounces it off of Tykonik. Now Burke in the near corner. Over to Aragon. Aragon, his Grizzlies debut, fires towards the net, and it's blocked away as he was trying to fire from the far goal line. As Dillingham gains center ice and dumps it in. Both teams make a change. We're about 8 minutes in. Still no score. Grizzlies 1 shot. Newfoundland 5. Corey Thomas behind his net, second-year pro out of Vermont. Moves it ahead to Yakura. Dean Yakura, 38 years old, gets to center ice, and he chips it in as it's bounced off the near corner as Broussard rolls it towards Berezowski, and he bounced it off the skate of Hume deep in the Growlers zone. I keep wanting to call him the Thunder for some reason. As Newfoundland hits the ice far corner, Grizzlies at the side of the net on a sharp-angled shot that was taken by Jordan Stone, who's playing forward tonight. As Cruikshank gets to center ice, Thomas hits him to the ice. Fans like that as Thomas physical. As Thomas towards the near side, gets it to center ice. Thomas skates towards the near boards with Raby, and it gets poked back into the Grizzlies zone. Yoon gets it as Grizz change up forwards. Left wing pass to Raby, who gains the line. He gets around Broussard, skates towards the middle. Toe drag, lefty shot, save, rebound shot. And Cavlin makes the save there on the second look as well. That was taken by Stapley. As towards the slot, Stapley will chip it ahead. As Newfoundland, we get either a high sticking penalty. It looked like the puck was played with a high stick. So we get a whistle, 11-12 into the first. We haven't had a power play yet, and it's not surprising in a Grizzlies game as Utah's got the fewest penalty minutes in the league. They've also had the fewest penalty minutes against them. So not many power plays during Grizzlies games. Always seems like each team has about 2 or 3 per contest. Still early on. Grizzlies up to 3 shots to Newfoundland's 5. Off the draw, Gallant skates towards his right and feeds it up top, but it goes between the Grizzlies defensemen. Utah resets in their own end, skating from right to left. Semick ahead to center ice for Stapley, left wing. He has a glance off his stick. Now Stapley gets it back. Try to get it to Gallant at the near goal line. Newfoundland took it away. As 3-on-3, Johnson gains the line right point, feathers it across, and the puck bounces behind Singleton. As over in the far corner, Stapley in the area. Singleton skates over there, pokes it deeper into the corner. 2-on-1. Singleton battles with Teixeira and Stapley. Singleton holds his ground, the Ohio State product. Now Gallant gets it taken away. Newfoundland, left point, Fires towards the corner that's vacated by everyone as Singleton gets hit by Teixeira. As the Growlers skate towards the left point, now towards the net. Isaac Johnson now to the right circle. Holds on to the puck. Righty shot. Saved by Miner. And he holds on as it bounced off Miner's chest and just kind of bounced in front of him, and he was able to cover up. 10:21 left in the first. Still no score. Johnson kind of did a half circle from the left side over to the right. Got towards the goal line and then fired away on Miner as Jacob Semick did a good job kind of shadowing Johnson and not letting him get a good shooting angle. Draws in the near circle. Utah's rolling with 11 forwards and 6 defensemen tonight. Dylan Fitz out of the lineup. He has 3 goals in his last 4 games. As off the draw goes past Dillingham all the way deep in the Growlers zone. As we're halfway through the first period, fans still filing in here. As the Growlers spread the ice, Dillingham throws to the far side. As skating across center ice is Tykonik. He fires it in. As Weiss, puck lifts high into the air, bounces in the far circle. Weiss gets up top. Now across off Dawes skate and goes to center ice. Utah ahead. Martell skates down the middle. Backhand shot. He scores! The Rooster gives the Grizzlies a 1-0 lead as he got his 4th of the year. As the puck moved ahead to him, and he just skated unimpeded. Nice backhand shot, top shelf over Luke Haviland as the Grizz score first tonight. Grizzlies just nudged it ahead to Martell. He was being back-checked by Tykonik, so he really had no choice but to go to his left to get a shot off, and he just roofed it over Luke Haviland. Great shot by the Rooster, who picks up his 4th of the year. As they save the puck, that game puck is actually going to be on the Dash Auction app, the one that Martell just scored on. So the Rooster gets the goal. Dakota Raby, who nudged it ahead to Martell, gets an assist. That's Raby's 3rd assist of the season. As Newfoundland skates in, as Singleton gets hit by Cutler. Puck in the Grizzlies zone left side as Singleton skates towards the far side. We get a whistle as the Growlers are offside. 9:39 left in the first. Martell scored 10-10 into the contest with Raby getting the assist. So for Jordan Martell, that's his 9th point this season, which leads the Grizz. Draws near Utah's bench. Cutler will take it against Tate Singleton. As the draw, Cutler goes down after winning the faceoff as Wesley, the Grizzlies captain, slides it across to Aragon in his Utah debut. Aragon was outstanding in the SPHL last year with Macon. Gets to center ice and dumps it in. As Growlers move it from left to right, as Josh Victor, big number 24, 6'4", 212. He backhands it in after gaining center ice. As Mayhew over in the near corner gets hit but keeps his feet. The guy that went down was the Growlers' Alex Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners wearing number 39 as Haviland throws to the far side, picked off by Messner. Skates around Newfoundland's net. As Messner, near side, backhand pass to Thomas, left side. Thomas fires towards the net. Redirected, score! Brett Stapley redirected the Corey Thomas shot, and Utah has taken a 2-0 lead. Stapley with his active and crafty stick gets his 4th of the year, or he gets his 2nd of the year. He now has a point in 5 of his 6 games. Corey Thomas took the shot from the left point. A lot of traffic out in front. Stapley just got his stick in the way. Looked like Gallant was also trying to get his stick out there to redirect it, but it looked like it was Stapley that redirected it. Gallant came pretty close to it, but it's Stapley that gets his 2nd goal of the season. Utah leads 2-0 as Newfoundland gains center ice, and they dump it in along the far wing boards. Miner cuts it off behind his net as Grizzlies skate from right to left. Raby ahead towards Penner, who enters the zone. Back towards Raby, who chases after it. As getting there first is Zach O'Brien, who gets to the near side. As Growlers gets a center ice 2-on-3, and Cruikshank dumps it in. Miner behind his net gets to Corey Thomas as Utah leads 2-0. 8.5 minutes left in the first period. Grizz 5 shots to the Growlers 6. Thomas throws to the far side for Penner. Chips it ahead. It glanced off a Growler's stick. Hume near the Utah blue line. Back to Thomas. Now to Penner, right wing. Up ahead towards the Rooster. Couldn't reach it. Around center ice. Growlers throw it to center. Near the Grizzlies bench, hoping a Grizz player would play it. And they don't. Teixeira hustles over deep in the Grizzlies zone over to Semick. And now Nathan Burke at neutral ice. He throws it past Cutler near the bench area, center ice. Grizzlies get it back towards Semick, who fires it off the near wing boards towards Burke, who dumps it in. Dillingham trying to find it, so Singleton gets hit. Puck goes back to neutral ice. Grizzlies in control. Tech Sharp over to Semick, who slides to Cutler, who dumps it in from neutral ice near the Growlers bench. As the Growlers rolled along the near wing boards, as Isaac Johnson head towards Dot. One-time tap towards Singleton. He gets dragged down by Aragon, who's got a ton of speed. Cutler throws it to Burke, who chases after it in the right corner. Burke gets it deep in the offensive zone. Burke goes down. We haven't had a power play yet. Burke gets pushed by Dillingham. Growlers have the puck. As skating down the middle, Tykonik, number 20, he's got an A on his sweater, gets to center ice, and he fires it off his teammate, who is in the Grizzlies zone, and that's Adam Daw. And the Growlers are offside. 7:15 left in the first. Grizzly 2-0. Martell scored 10-10 into the first. And Stapley, less than a minute later, 11:03 in, redirected the Corey Thomas shot. Mick Messner also picked up an assist on the Stapley goal. Messner now has 3 assists on the season. Draw near center ice as Growlers win it. As they dump it in from center ice, it bounced off the end wall in one hop as Minor, who played in the WHL with Vancouver, throws to the far side. Growlers skate towards the goal line. They look to center, and it glanced off a Weiss' stick and goes wide. Right point, Matt Broussard gets around Messner. Backhand shot saved by Minor. Rebound goes to Utah. Stapley carries across center ice 1-on-3, dumps it in. Grizz change behind him. Stapley chases after it as Growlers gather the puck. Matt Broussard, outlet pass to center ice, connects to Zach O'Brien. O'Brien sporting the mustache, a 2019 Kelly Cup MVP. He throws to the right corners. Thomas gets hit by Tyler Weiss. Puck goes to center ice. Martell, right wing, bobbles it near the Growlers bench. He gets it back to the Newfoundland blue line and loses it. Hit at center ice is Corey Thomas, collided with Cruikshank. Now turnover as Berezowski feeds it to O'Brien, left side, righty shot. And a stick blocked by Yoon as it flies out of play. Great job by Brian Yoon getting a stick in the way as Zach O'Brien was firing towards the net. Well, that's kind of the best of both worlds. You block the shot and you don't have to sacrifice the body. You may have to sacrifice the stick, but Yoon carries the stick to the bench. Got to watch out for that top forward line that started for Newfoundland. Jackson Berezowski, Zach O'Brien, and Grant Cruikshank. It looks like they're pretty good in the transition game, and they're very smart players as well. 6:20 left in the series opener. First period, Utah leads 2-0. Grizz have 6 shots. Growlers have 7. First intermission, we'll talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on things. Utah wins the draw. Left wing over to Ray B. Gets to center ice. As he dumps it in, he gets held up by Modry, and a call is going to be made as the Growlers touch it up. Ray B was entering the offensive zone on the near side and tried to get around Jacob Modry, and Modry held him up. And the referee, Dominic Cadieux, spotted it. So Jacob Modry, whose brother, I believe, actually played locally with the Utah Outliers. Modry holds up Raby as he was entering the zone, and the referee spotted it. Modry gets his 9th and 10th penalty minutes of the season. He's a big guy, 6'6" and 216 pounds. As he'll be going to the penalty box for 2 minutes. Cutler will take the draw against Brock Caulfield. Draw won by the Grizz, who are 4th in the league in the power play at home. And immediately you got to be kidding me. Right off the draw, they give a penalty to Josh Wesley. 2 minutes for interference. So the power play for Utah lasted 2 seconds. Wesley goes to the box. Well, we're going to skate 4-on-4 for about 2 minutes. We're not going to claim makeup call. I'm pretty sure what Wesley did was illegal. But that will do it for the Grizzlies power play. That lasted 2 seconds. 2 minutes for interference. Josh Wesley in the box, 13:50 into the first period. Modry's penalty was 13:48, and we'll skate 4-on-4 as Dillingham throws it to Singleton right point. Singleton skates towards the near corner. He gets around Burke. Singleton skates in with speed. Shot blocked by Semick. As Caulfield gets it poked away, Mayhew wearing number 6 moves it ahead. Cutler gets it with great speed. He crosses center ice. Gets to the line as Tykonik is shadowing him. Tykonik pushes Cutler in the near corner. Everybody now enters as Burke joins the play. 2-on-2 in the corner. A third Growler joins with Singleton. Dillingham comes out with a puck. Cutler and Burke skate to the bench for a change. 5.5 minutes left in the first period. Utah leads 2-0 on goals from Jordan Martell and Brett Stapley. As Newfoundland gets to neutralize, Dillingham drops it off for Broussard. Matt's his first name. Matt Broussard enters from the right side, ricochets it off the near boards for Johnson. He skates towards the right circle. He takes a shot, and it lifts off his stick and rockets out of play off the protective netting behind Trent Miner's net. 1:07 left in the 4-on-4. As the draw is going to be in the Grizzlies zone near side. But we knew it was important for the Grizzlies to get off to a fast start, and they've certainly done that here. That was something the last two games in Iowa that wasn't quite the case. Draw is going to actually come out to neutralize. And the referee's going to go to the scores table and talk things over. 5:19 left in the first. Now they're going to take a timeout as we're skating even strength. 4-on-4. 5:19 left in the first. Utah leads 2-0 on goals from Jordan Martell and Brett Stapley. We're back in 30 seconds after this word from Infinity 56. .19 left in the first period as Utah leads 2-0. Grizz got on the board 10-10 into the first period with Jordan Martell getting his fourth of the year. Dakota Raby picked up his third assist, and then less than a minute later, 11:03 in, Brett Stapley redirected the Corey Thomas shot for Utah's second goal. Thomas took the shot from the left point, and Stapley redirected it. Mick Messner also picked up an assist, and Messner's been one of Utah's best players here over the last couple of weeks. He picked up the main assist on Jared Powers' goal in the last game of the Wichita series, which was the last Maverik Center game. And yesterday, Jared Power was released by the club. He had 1 goal in 9 games this season. And taking his place is Aaron Aragon, who's wearing number 15, making his Grizzlies debut. Aragon, last season in the SPHL with Macon, had 19 goals and 20 assists in 41 games. He's got a ton of speed. He's wearing number 15. And Jordan Stone also in there for the first time this year wearing number 19 and taking a shift as a forward. He's been a forward here in the first period, paired up normally with Dean Yakura. Stapley will take the draw near side against Grant Cruikshank. Cruikshank wearing number 19, 19 points in 14 games. Cruikshank kicked out of the face-off circle. O'Brien will take the draw against Stapley. As a draw won by Stapley and the Grizzlies over to Teixeira. Utah deep in their own zone, skating from right to left. As Teixeira pass towards the left side for Yoon. Yoon gets around O'Brien but loses the puck as Dillingham near side. Deep in the Growler zone starts the attack. Moves ahead to Cruikshank. Cruikshank gets around Martell but loses the puck. Yoon gets at the Utah blue line. Teixeira back to Yoon. As Yoon, diagonal pass to the right for Martell connects. Martell gains the line right side, but the Eagle Eye linesman says they're offside. As Stapley was entering from the left side without the puck, and the linesman says that Stapley entered the zone without it before Martell entered from the right side with it. So draw's going to be near Newfoundland's bench. 41 seconds left in the 4-on-4. 4:53 left in the first. Well, they're selling those jerseys at the Grizzlies team store. I certainly hope they save an XL one for me before they all run out. What a sharp look the Grizzlies are debuting tonight. As Growlers win the draw, but it goes deeper in the Newfoundland zone as Cole Gallant spun around looking for the puck in the near circle, but it goes back to the Growlers. Matt Broussard surveys along the near boards. He'll bounce it off for Raby, and it goes to the right corner. Over on the far side for the Growlers, skating from left to right. As Newfoundland skates down the middle. As with the long strides are Corey Dennis. He gains the line, but loses the puck. And make that Tyler Weiss, number 36. As Dennis wearing number 38 for the Growlers tonight. Near side, Cole Gallant, left side, trying to get to Mayhew. And gets tapped by a Growler stick. Taking it is Weiss. He collides with Mayhew. As both teams are back at full strength, Wesley out there for Utah. He gets the puck fresh out of the box. He skates towards Utah's bench and veers back into the Grizz zone. As Wesley now skates down the middle, up ahead towards Raby at the center ice logo. He skates ahead but loses it as the Growlers throw it into the Grizzlies zone. Semick pokes it back to center ice. Raby slides into Cutler, who chases after it, but O'Brien gets there first. Zach O'Brien, one of the best players in the league over the last 5 years, will tap it off the end wall. Outlet pass to center ice, connects. As Cruikshank skates towards the left circle, gets around Semick, backhand shot, saved by Minor. And Semick fires it off the far boards. As Cruikshank, left point, poked away by Teixeira, goes to center ice. Cruikshank gets it back, and he'll throw it to the aforementioned Corey Dennis, wearing number 38, 6'1", 190 pounds. O'Brien enters the zone, but loses it. Semick moves it ahead for Burke, who crosses center ice. Nathan Burke, right wing pass connects to Penner. Back to Burke, skating down the middle. Good poke check by Dillingham. Mayhew, right side, centers it towards Aragon and goes past him and off the near boards. As Tate Singleton gets to center ice, rink by pass to Caulfield. He chases after it in the far corner. Caulfield gets around Utah's net, gets pushed by Mayhew. Caulfield tries to feed it out in front, hits the side of the net. Singleton skates towards the far corner. Now Singleton back to the left point. Now he skates towards his right. Singleton chips to the right corner, and it rolls off the end wall as Mayhew will move it ahead to Penner. The Iron Man over to Burke, left side. Burke gets to center ice, moves it to Penner. Penner chases after it. He collides sticks with Tykonik as Penner looks to center it. It goes behind the Rooster. Right point, Yoon with a shot. It gets redirected and goes wide as it hit a little bit of Martel in the slot. Johnson out towards center ice. Raby challenges as Penner joins the play. Penner battles 2-on-2, but taking it's Johnson. He loses. He was gaining Grizzlies territory. Now turnover, right side. Johnson slides it towards the net and hits the side of the net as Thomas ahead towards Raby. Grizzlies looking strong here in the first period as Martel loses at center ice. Growlers backing out as back in their own zone as Brassard will throw it ahead as the Growlers get towards center ice as Masonis moves it ahead. Now Johnson there's from the right side, takes a righty shot that goes wide as it ricochets off the boards. Far side, Dog gets back checked by Martel, takes the puck over to Stapley, who's got a goal tonight. Over to Martel, and the two goal scorers couldn't connect as Daw takes the puck. Adam Daw out to center ice. It bounced off of Masonis, his skate, as the English language can be tough sometimes. Masonis over to Daw, who gets to center ice. Stapley nearby as Daw dumps it in deep. Behind the net, Minor slides along the far wing boards. There's a Grizzly player down on the far side, and it's Stapley. Stapley will skate towards the bench as he's holding upper body. Stapley skates towards the bench as he got hit away from the whistle as Ryan Kanasowicz looks by, as well as the Grizzlies trainer Colin Lee. Grizz at center ice as Aragon dumps it in from near the Growlers bench, deep in Newfoundland zone. We might as well just call them the Thunder. Why not? There's two other Thunder teams in the league. Right wing, shot saved by Cavalin. That was taken by Aragon. That might be his first shot in a Grizzlies uniform. 1 minute left in the first period. Utah leads 2-0 on goals from Jordan Martel and Brett Stapley. Scored less than a minute apart halfway through the first period. As Cutler skates down the middle. Right wing ship to Aragon. Backhand shot goes wide as he took the shot from the right side. Cutler feeds it up top for Mayhew. He couldn't reach it as he skates back deep in the Grizzlies zone to get it. Growlers make a line change. Mayhew ahead to Cutler, who taps it in, but the linesman said Cutler didn't get a piece of it, and icing is on Utah with 37 seconds left in the first. First intermission, we'll go over some scores from around the league, as we'll also recap statistically the first 20 minutes of play, and we'll also talk with Tim Brassard and get his thoughts on what he saw in the first frame. As Newfoundland's taken 8 shots, Grizzlies 6. As Adam Daw, they show the replay, as looked like he hit Stapley with a high stick, and because it was away from the puck, referee didn't spot it. Growlers win the draw. Aragon pushes Dillingham on the right point. Dillingham will tap it off the stick of Cutler. It flies high into the air, drops in the slot off of Wesley. Singleton throws it up top. Growlers fire towards the net, and it gets redirected by Burke. As Brock Caulfield throws it up top to Tykonik. He fires towards the net. It gets blocked by Cutler. Now ahead to Burke around center ice. Burke near the bench area. Grizzlies look nearby, thinking about making a line change. Burke dumps it in. Now the Grizzlies will make a full change. 5 seconds left in the first. As we get a whistle, slashing is going to be the call away from the play. Who's it going to be on? It looks like it's going to be on Newfoundland. Tate Singleton can't believe it, but the Ohio State product is going to go to the box. 3.5 seconds left in the first. As he wants to look up at the video replay, as Santa Claus actually helped him in the penalty box. Santa Claus will be busy next month. Singleton looks up hoping for a replay, but it was away from the puck. He was in the same area as Raby. Singleton gets 2 minutes for slashing. Time of penalty, 19:56 into the first period. So it looks like Utah will be on the man advantage to start the second period unless they find a way to miraculously score in the final 3 seconds of the first period. Draw won by the Grizzlies. Mayhew throws up top for Wesley. One-timer's blocked, and that will do it for 20 minutes of play here at Maverik Center. As the Rooster, Jordan Martell, got Utah on the board. He was the Optum first goal of the game scorer. You can bid on that game puck. That's going to be on the Dash Auction app. As Martell got the goal with Raby gained the assist. Randy Connolly left me hanging here as he's walking towards the concourse. Then less than a minute later, 11:03 in, Brett Stapley got his second of the year as he redirected the Corey Thomas shot. McMessner also picked up an assist. So Utah leads 2-0 after one period. You're in game one of this three-game set. Don't forget both teams will meet on Friday and Saturday night. Friday's going to be an AFC Friday, and we're certainly looking forward to a good one on Saturday as well, as both teams head to the locker room. Good first 20 minutes for Utah as they lead the Growlers 2-0 after one period. We'll come back and recap the first period and talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts on what he saw as the Grizzlies lead the Growlers 2-0 after one period on a Bud Light College night here at Maverik Center. This is the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. First intermission as Utah leads 2-0. They scored 2 goals 53 seconds apart. The Rooster got his fourth of the year with Dakota Raby picking up the assist. Puck was at neutral ice, and Raby just kind of slid it ahead to Martell, who was behind the Growlers' defense. There was a Newfoundland Growler, I think it was Tyconic, over to Martell's right. So Martell really had no choice but to go to his left. Nice backhand shot that was roofed over Luke Cavalin, the Newfoundland goalie, and that made it a 1-0 game. Martell is the Optum first goal of the game scorer. And as I mentioned before, you can actually bid on that puck that he scored the goal on the Dash Auction app. 53 seconds later, Brett Stapley was hanging out in front of the net. Corey Thomas was in the left point, fired a shot that got redirected by Brett Stapley's stick and past Cavalin. And that made it a 2-0 game. McMessner also with an assist, as well as Corey Thomas. For Thomas, that is his first point this season, as this is the 7th game of the year, and it's his first point with an assist. McMessner picked up his 3rd assist of the year, and Brett Stapley now has a point in 5 of his 6 games with the Grizzlies. We had a couple penalties in the first period. You don't normally see many penalties with Grizzlies games this year. Jacob Modry got a holding minor, 13:48 into the first. He must have thought it was a bad call, or Josh Wesley must have really done something there right off the faceoff, as Wesley got an interference minor 2 seconds later, 13:50 in. So the Grizzlies' first power play lasted all of 2 seconds. And instead of skating 5-on-4, Grizzlies and Growlers skated 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. And neither team scored in the 4-on-4 situation. Very late in the first period, Tate Singleton away from the puck. Got an interference. He got a slashing minor. Singleton slashing 1956 into the frame as Dakota Raby was in the area. It was away from the puck, so it was something That I don't think a whole lot of fans saw, but they'll certainly take the Grizzlies power play. Remember, Utah will be on the man advantage the first minute and 57 seconds of the second period. Looks like we got a concert here going on at Maverik Center over in the right corner from where we're watching in section 114. As looks like a pretty good Wednesday night crowd here on Thanksgiving Eve. I'm certainly looking forward to the football games tomorrow. Lions will take on the Packers in the first game, and then Commanders and Cowboys meet up in the afternoon. And then the night game is going to be the Seahawks and the 49ers. All three games will feature NFC opponents, and it's certainly going to be interesting. Now, if you live in Canada, Thursday might just be Thursday. But here in America, we're going to have turkey, and we're going to eat a lot of food. As for me, I'm going to eat some food, and then I'm going to work out because, sadly, this camera right here that we use on YouTube is not all that pleasing. So instead of turkey and stuffing, it's going to be a salad and crunches for me. Hopefully by Christmas, I'm going to look a little bit more like Arnold Schwarzenegger and a little bit less like Santa Claus. Utah leads 2-0. Weren't many shots in the first period. Only 8 for Utah, or 8 for Newfoundland. Grizzlies only was 6. Obviously, 2 of the 6 found the back of the net. Trent Miner stopped all 8 that he saw. Certainly interesting to see an opponent that Grizzlies really aren't that familiar with. But that's the first of 6 meetings this year. As don't forget, Friday and Saturday night, the Growlers will be here. And then the first week of January, the Grizzlies will make the very long trip out to the Newfoundland area. And they'll play a 3-game set Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, January 5th, 6th, and 7th. It's interesting to note the time difference is like 3.5 hours. That's how far east they are. So the start time was 10:40, and you'd think maybe that would have a bit of an effect on the Growlers, knowing the game's probably going to end around 1 a.m. local time. But Newfoundland did get here on Sunday, so they should be adjusted to the time difference by now. It was just one of those things. Grizzlies did a good job controlling that top forward line for the Growlers, which have been outstanding all year. Zach O'Brien, along with Jackson Berezowski and Grant Cruikshank. Cruikshank was outstanding in college at St. Cloud State. He had 23 goals in 41 games. We mentioned 6 shots for the Grizz. Brett Stapley led the way with 2 shots, including 1 goal. Aaron Aragon in his Grizzlies debut had 1 shot, as well as Jacob Semick, Dakota Raby, and the Rooster Jordan Martell. Obviously, Martell's 1 shot found the back of the net. For the Growlers, 1 shot each for 8 different players. Singleton, O'Brien, Masonis, as well as Cruikshank, Matt Brassard, Isaac Johnson. Johnson had more than 1 shot, but a lot of his ended up going wide. He was probably the most active of the Growlers forwards. Tyler Weiss had 1 shot, as well as Corey Dennis. Certainly going to be a fun week of hockey. You want to make sure you get your tickets for Black Friday, as it's going to be game 2 of the 3-game set. Coverage begins at 6:50. Face off at 7:10. It's a AFC Friday, where tickets start just $10 when you pay using your AFC debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Some other games in the league on this Wednesday night. Adirondack defeats Reading 5-1. Thunder off to a pretty good start this season. Reading struggled a little bit as their record falls to 3-8 this season, or 3-8-1-1 this season is Reading. Adirondack is now 7-3-1. Greenville's off to a hot start this season. It continues tonight. They defeat Atlanta 3-2. How about this for Atlanta? They won 8 in a row to start the regular season, and they have now lost 5 in a row as Atlanta falls to 8-6 on the year. Greenville goes to 12-2. It's a 1-goal victory, 3-2 Greenville over Atlanta. South Carolina over Jacksonville in a 4-0 game. Iowa gets their winning streak to 7 as they defeat Kalamazoo 3-1. Kalamazoo did bring their jerseys for tonight's game, unlike last week in Toledo. So Iowa extends their winning streak to 7 games. They defeat Kalamazoo 3-1. Norfolk over Trois-Rivières 4-0. The Admirals are in the North Division this year. I think they were in a different division last season. The Admirals are off to a good start this season as they are now 7-5-1-1. Trois-Rivières in first place in the North Division, but their record falls to 10-3. Looks like a game that just got completed. Allen gets their fourth win of the year as they defeat Wichita 5-3. Allen made quite a few changes, adding defensemen to their roster. And Allen gets the win 5-3 over Wichita. Wheeling over Toledo, 4-2 the final there. 5 minutes left in the third. Cincinnati over Indy, 7-3. There's a lot of action in the league tonight. Early third period, Kansas City leads Tulsa 2-0. And how about the Kansas City Mavericks? They are 12-2 to start the regular season. It's going to be a while before the Grizzlies face them, as Grizzlies wind up playing Kansas City 9 times in the regular season. But the first matchup will be on January 19th of 2024. First intermission over at the Monument. How about this for a score? Rapid City in their 6-7-1 record. They lead the 11-2 Idaho Steelheads 2-0. That game after one period, as Martin and Colella have the Rapid City goals. Dylan Wells is in net for Idaho, and he has stopped 6 of 8. Oddly enough, it's kind of a similar shot count as to what we have here at Maverik Center. Rapid City 8 shots to Idaho 6. Here at Maverik Center, Newfoundland has 8 shots. The Grizzlies have 6. But 2 Grizzlies goals, one by Jordan Martell, 10 minutes and 10 seconds into the game, and then 53 seconds later, it was Brett Stapley redirecting the Corey Thomas shot to make it 2-0. I know TNT's got a doubleheader tonight that I would be watching if I wasn't here watching the Grizzlies game. First half of that doubleheader is the Bruins and the Florida Panthers. Let's see what that score looks like. Looks like that game has gone final. Boston over Florida, 3-1. Well, you thought the Bruins, after losing to Florida in the first round of the playoffs, it was, I think everybody was curious as to what the Bruins would look like this season, but they are 14-1-3 here to start the regular year. So it looks like Jim Montgomery's crew has picked up right where they left off last regular season. Boston over Florida, 3-1. Carolina defeats Edmonton 6-3. What a struggle it's been for the Oilers to start the season. Carolina goes to 11-7 this year, while Edmonton is 5-12-1. Columbus over Chicago 7-3. A battle of teams well below the 500 mark. Red Wings over the Devils 4-0. Rangers beat the Penguins 1-0. In overtime, Winnipeg is a 3-2 winner over Tampa Bay. Capitals over the Sabres 4-3. That game finished in overtime. Games in progress right now. 5 minutes left in the third. Islanders lead the Flyers 3-1. First intermission tied at 2. The Blues and the Coyotes. 5 minutes left in the first period. Nashville has a 2-1 lead over Calgary. That game late first period. And early first, the second game of the TNT doubleheader. Vegas is at the Dallas Stars. Vegas has a 13-4-2 record, while Dallas is 12-4-1. When we come back, we'll talk some hockey here at Maverik Center and have second period action. We'll go over some other stats from the first 20 minutes here at Maverik Center. Don't forget the Grizzlies will be on the power play for the first minute 57 of the second frame. Utah has been pretty good on the power play so far this season. They've got the fourth best power play at home at 23.1%. The Grizz going into the Iowa series were ranked second in the league on the power play. They were able to get a power play goal on Wednesday, but didn't score after that. Utah's power play for the season is 6 for 28, which is 10th best in the league. We'll see what the power play looks like when we come back, and we'll also go over some stats from the first period as well. As we're through 20 minutes here at Maverik Center, and the Grizzlies lead the Growlers 2-0 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
Maverik's new bean-to-cup machines always deliver a freshly ground cup of coffee on demand, so you can enjoy any of our premium roasts at their best, day or night, hot or iced. Enjoy a fresh cup today.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. Second period action will begin shortly. The scratches for the Grizzlies tonight. We rushed through the Grizzlies lineup pregame. Dylan Fitz is out for the third time this season. Fitz has 3 goals and 2 assists in 8 games. Cade Jensen also out. Remember, he got thrown into the boards first game of the Wichita series, which was his 4th game of the year, and Jensen's probably going to be out a while. Utah still without Cody Cron, who's yet to make his Grizzlies debut, and hopefully we'll see Cron soon. He was acquired in a trade this past offseason with Cincinnati. Michael Underwood also a scratch, and he's missing his 8th straight game after playing in the first 3 in the regular season. Rumor has it the Grizzlies might end up picking another forward from the Cincinnati Cyclones, guy named Adam Berg. Berg, according to the transactions, traded to Utah today. He'll probably be added to the Grizzlies roster sometime later this week. Garrett Metcalf, the third goaltender. Dante Januzzi is the backup, and he was outstanding in his pro debut, stopping 31 of 34. You consider that the third goal that Iowa scored on Saturday was a wide-open shooter on the right side, and then the second goal was really an awesome redirection by Davis Kosh early in the second period of that game. And who knows if Metcalf is not healthy enough to dress later on this weekend, we could end up seeing Januzzi later on in this series. As it stands right now, we've got a pretty good goaltending matchup. Trent Miner for the Grizzlies, and it's our first look at Luke Kavlin. Kavlin wearing number 40. He stopped 6 of 8, or he stopped 4 of 6 in the first period. Only 6 shots by the Grizzlies, but 2 goals. One was on you could call it a breakaway that Martel had, even though he had a guy hanging to his right, about stride for stride. And then obviously the redirection that Stapley scored on. It's kind of interesting when you think about the stats of this first period. Not many faceoffs. There were very few whistles. Both teams won 9 faceoffs in the first period. Utah had 4 scoring chances among their 6 shots. So the Grizz doing a good job getting quality looks, not necessarily a big quantity. The Growlers had 3 scoring chances in their 8 shots in the first period. Utah had 6 hits to Newfoundland's 4. Grizz had 4 giveaways, and the Growlers had 2. Neither team had a power play shot in the first period. Obviously, the Grizzlies' first power play lasted all of 2 seconds before Josh Wesley ended up getting an interference minor right off the faceoff, essentially. Grizzlies in their beautiful-looking cream specialty jerseys, which do resemble what the Pittsburgh Penguins wore in the Winter Classic, but it's a very sharp look. Grizzlies team store has those jerseys. I hope they save one in an XL size for me there, as I got to make a trip down there later on this week. If you're at the Grizzlies home game and at any point in the regular season, hop on down to the Grizzlies team store. I haven't been in it, but I've walked past the Grizzlies team store, and there's some outstanding stuff. And the great thing is there's a lot of new stuff that you didn't necessarily see there last year. So go to the Grizzlies team store when you attend a Grizzlies home game, and you can pick up some of the greatest gear that you'll see in this league. Looks like the same 5. Well, we'll see who's out there for the Grizzlies on a power play. Obviously, they'd probably have a little bit different lineup than they would normally have. Normally, the 5 that start the game would end up starting all 3 periods. But here to start the third, it's going to be Brandon Cutler, as well as Mick Messner has earned a lot of ice time, and he's built a lot of confidence as he's been outstanding the last couple of weeks. Brett Stapley and 2 defensemen, Josh Wesley and Kyle Mayhew. That's the 5 on the ice for Utah to start this power play. Stapley most likely will take the draw. Cutler's in the area. Cutler might actually take this face-off. For the Growlers, a lot of names aren't really familiar to Grizzlies fans, as Nolan Dillingham is one defenseman, Dilly. Johnny Tykonik, the Newfoundland broadcaster's got to say Dilly every time he scores a goal, right? Grant Cruikshank, he's taking the face-off, and Jackson Berezowski. Berezowski was outstanding in the WHL with Everett last season. In fact, the last 2 years with Everett had more than 40 goals in each season. Stapley will take the draw against Cruikshank. Draw won by Cruikshank in Newfoundland as the Growlers skate from right to left as we see it from high top section 114 in the second period. Grizzlies from left to right as Mayhew gets it from Minor. Utah leads 2-0 as Mayhew gets to center ice, across the red line. Drops it off for Cutler. Cutler's in the Grizzlies zone far side. He'll chip it across to Stapley. Stapley back to Cutler, who skates with speed to neutralize. He crosses center. Right wing pass to Wesley, who enters the zone. Gets around Tykonik. As Wesley stops, throws it back to Cutler. Over to Stapley, right circle. Stapley keeps the puck as he's along the near goal line. Now he skates towards the point. Stops near the boards. Over to Messner near goal line. Over to Cutler, who feeds up top high slot for Mayhew. Mayhew over to Cutler, one-timer, and Cruikshank blocks it. Now Wesley throws over to Cutler. Net gets pushed but doesn't get dislodged. Newfoundland fires it around the near wing boards and goes out into the Grizzlies blue line. Mayhew resets. He'll throw it to the left side for Messner. Grizzlies change up as Messner throws it to Texera. Odd time for a line changer. It costs the Grizzlies. Up ahead, Neil Shea. Left wing, lefty shot. Saved by Minor. And he holds on as we get a whistle. 49 seconds left in the Newfoundland power play, but the Grizzlies had the puck near their bench. They tried to make a line change. It was pretty tough for a guy like Mick Messner to hold on to the puck for that long, waiting for the change to take place. Growlers took the puck, fired a left wing pass to Shea. Shea got a ton on a kind of a slap shot there in the left circle, but Minor made the stop. 49 seconds left in Utah's power play as a draw won by the Growlers. Masonus falls down. Burke will skate to the right circle. Burke stops in the circle. Centers it over towards. Now goes to the left side. Shot goes wide as Rooster took it. As Gallant kind of slid it towards the left circle for Martel. Texera back at his near goal line. Skates around Minor's net. 30 seconds left in the power play. Left wing pass to Martel. He crossed the red line. And it gets poked away. Growlers have a breakaway. They skeet down the middle. Newfoundland righty shot. And he scores. It's a shorthanded goal as the Growlers tally their first of the night, and it's Isaac Johnson. Johnson gets the second of the year as the Growlers score shorthanded. It's the third shorty allowed by Utah this season, and it's now a 2-1 game. Johnson skated down the middle, and he went top shelf over Minor. Well, it looked for a second there that the puck ended up going over the net, but it just snuck in. Shorthanded goal for the Growlers, 18:22 left in the second. And the 10th shot for the Growlers turned out to be the first one past Minor, as Growlers had two shots shorthanded here so far early in the second period. Draw at center ice. Cutler will take it against Brock Caulfield. His brother Cole plays in the NHL with Montreal. Almost feels like you have to legally mention that every game that he plays in. As looks like there's some stuff at neutral ice that they're going to work on. Piece of ice over along the near circle, neutral ice. As Burke looks like they're picking up pieces of something. It's an unassisted goal scored by Isaac Johnson, his second of the year. It's only his third game of the season. Oftentimes, shorthanded goals end up being unassisted, and this one's no different. 19 seconds left in the power play. Draw at center ice is won by Newfoundland. As they try to dump it in, it bounced off a unit, the Utah blue line. He gets the puck and throws it to Thomas. Diagonal pass is wide of Aragon. And Utah here on the power play gets called for icing. 6 seconds left in the Utah man advantage. And Tate Singleton, the Ohio State product, will come out of the box at that point. Both teams will be off tomorrow. Obviously, the Thanksgiving holiday in America. Everybody in Canada, I guess you're just going to have a Thursday. Although if you live in Canada, maybe you can claim to have American roots and take the day off of work. Watch some American football. Watch Lions and Packers as well as Commanders and Cowboys. And then the night game, the Seahawks and 49ers. Draw won by the Grizzlies. They skate from left to right. Grey Cup was a lot of fun this past Sunday as Montreal ended up winning the Grey Cup as Burke moves it ahead. Aragon chases after it, but it's going to be icing on Utah as the arm is raised by the linesman. 17:57 left in the second. Growlers have taken each of the first two shots of this second period, including Isaac Johnson's shorthanded goal that went top shelf over Trent Minor. Draws in the far circle. Cutler will take the draw. A lot of guys sporting mustaches out there, and Cutler's no different. Caulfield will take the draw for the Growlers. Great jersey battle. Two of the best jerseys in the league being worn here tonight. Utah wins the draw. Yoon over to Burke, who taps it off the near glass. Now goes back to Newfoundland. Jacob Modry, his father played in the NHL, and his brother played for the Utah Outliers a couple years ago. Singleton back to Modry, is now in the near circle. He moves ahead to Corey Dennis, who crosses center ice. Dennis gains the line, feeds it to the right side off the far boards for Singleton. Singleton, the Ohio State product, a rival of Dakota Raby, who played at Michigan. Big football game on Saturday. Singleton goes down. Stapley over there as Singleton loses his stick. Corey Thomas back in his own zone, far circle. As he'll feed it across to Yoon, the Colorado College product. Outlet pass to center ice, picked off by Dennis. Dennis enters, but he loses the puck. Thomas runs into his own guy, Gallant. Thomas at center ice gets it back and dumps it in as he comes off the ice for a change. Grizzlies get 5 new skaters out there. As Growlers deep in their own zone, Modry, who's 6'6" and 215. His brother Luke Modry is a big guy as well. As right side, Dennis battles with Teixeira, who kicks it to the corner. Now goes back to the slot. Modry with his long stick, right wing pass. Now ahead to Cruikshank. He skates in, left circle, lefty shot. Goes over Miner's head and off the glass. As Messner, left wing pass off of Penner. It goes back to the Growlers. As they move it ahead, it goes to Berezowski, over to Cruikshank, who drops it off. Left wing, shot, and it's blocked out in front of Miner. Grizzlies come back the other way. Tykonik took that shot. Martel, right side, stops just outside the circle. He gets pushed, and the Growlers take the puck. O'Brien crosses center ice. Now he skates down the middle, veers off to the right. O'Brien along the far wing boards as he's in the offensive zone. He whips it around the wall. Wesley cuts it off behind Utah's net. Grizz skate from left to right. Martel to neutral ice. Right wing pass to Penner, who throws it towards the slot, taken away by Matt Broussard in front of his net. Now up ahead to Martel, flies off his stick and flies out of play. Boy, Aaron Judge would be pretty impressed with the launch angle on that as it goes out of play. 16:03 left in the second. Draw's going to be at center ice. Jordan Martel picked up Utah's first goal. He was the Optum first goal of the game scorer. He leads the Grizzlies with 9 points this season. Now about Brett Stapley. He's up to 6 points. He's got a point in 5 of his 6 games this year. He had the other Utah goal. Penner will take the draw near Utah's bench. He'll go up against, looked like Adam Don, number 47 for the Growlers. Utah wins the draw. Wesley whips it around the boards, hits the side of the net. Growlers skate from right to left as Neil Shea will bounce it off of Wesley. Shea was a college teammate with Dakota Raby at Sacred Heart 2 years ago. As the Growlers ice the puck, the whistle blows. 15:46 left in the second. Neil Shea is one of those top performers for the Growlers this season. He played 6 games with the Chicago Wolves of the AHL last year, but he spent 2 years at Sacred Heart University. Last year in 30 games, he had 14 goals and 16 assists. So far this year with Newfoundland, in 13 games, he has 3 goals and 5 assists. Draws in the far circle of Newfoundland zone. Utah leads 2-1. Grizz win the draw. Aragon fires a shot that's blocked away as Masonis fires it off the near wing boards. Looks like the puck exited the zone and then re-entered offside of the Grizzlies. Aragon collides with Masonis. Masonis wants to drop the gloves. Aragon, not a very big guy, so I think teams try to play him physical. Aragon listed at 5'9" and 175. Looked like Masonis was shaking his hands trying to get Aragon to drop the gloves. And Aragon, his cooler head prevailed. Masonis has some words for Aragon. Masonis played at Fort Wayne last year. He had 162 penalty minutes in 61 games. So it might be a smart move for Aragon to keep his cool there. As Growlers win the draw, they skate from right to left over to Singleton. He bounced it off of Wesley. Goes to Aragon, who fires it off the far wing boards to Nathan Burke, who skates towards the corner. Johnson pokes it away. Now 2-on-2 battle as Cutler gets hit. Burke in the area. Cutler with the puck as he's pushing the back. Now it goes to Burke along the far goal line. He slides it towards Cavalin. Cavalin covers up as Singleton pushes Burke after the whistle. Draw will be in the Growler zone. 15:21 left in the second. Utah leads 2-1. Grizz yet to officially take a shot here so far in the second period. Growlers so far this year are averaging 28.2 shots per game. They allow close to 35 per contest. Grizzlies have been pretty even in the shot count this year. They average 32 per game and allow 30.9. This is the Grizzlies' 11th game this season. Draw on the far side. Cutler Wednesday feeds up top for Mayhew. Left point, lefty shot. Kick saved by Cavalin. Rebound goes out to Newfoundland. They clear it out to center. Good job by Tate Singleton getting the rebound and clearing it out. As Growlers out to neutral ice, they throw it back into Growlers territory. Now right wing pass to Singleton. He skates towards the right corner, and he loses the puck. Good job by Cutler on the back check. As Mayhew throws a right wing pass to Wesley. Wesley gains the line, skates towards the right circle. Righty shot, and he scores! The captain goes top shelf over the right shoulder of Cavillon as he gets his second of the season. Utah has now got a 2-goal lead back. It's 3-1. The captain had all sorts of time and space. Just kind of got to the right circle. Slowly, toe drag, boom. Right off of Cavillon and into the back of the net. Didn't go high, didn't go low. Just got through the Growlers netminder as Wesley gets his second goal of the season. And it'll be his 5th point. 2 goals and 3 assists for the Grizzlies captain, who's got over 160 games of AHL experience. Kyle Mayhew picks up his 2nd assist of the year as the Grizzlies' top defensive pairing, combined for Utah's 3rd goal. Thomas up ahead to neutral ice after Utah won the faceoff. Messner at neutral ice loses it as O'Brien slides it to Cruikshank. He gains the line, high slot, and his shot, Thomas loses the stick. Cruikshank centers it. O'Brien couldn't gather it. Now right point, Dillingham throws it off the end boards as Cruikshank gets pushed by Hume. O'Brien in front of the net, fires it to the right side. Berezowski couldn't handle it. Right point, Growlers slide it across to Tykonik. He takes a shot and it's blocked away. Cole Gallant carries it across center ice. He dumps it in 1-on-2. Grizzlies change behind him as Growlers get it. As Dillingham got there before Gallant. Tykonik, wearing number 20, throws a right wing pass off the boards. O'Brien taps it in. He comes off the ice. Growlers full line change 6 minutes into the second period. Utah leads 3-1. Right point, Growlers fire a righty shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes to the far circle. As Shea bounced it off a Grizzly, goes back up top for Brassard. He feeds it to the right point that he vacated. Now back to Brassard. High slot, righty shot. Saved by Minor. As Brassard with a one-timer from the high slot. Didn't get much on it. As Minor makes a routine save about chest high. Josh Wesley gets his 2nd of the year. 5:07 into the second with Kyle Mayhew getting the assist earlier in the second period. Isaac Johnson scored shorthanded to get the Growlers on the board. Utah leads 3-1. 13:47 left in the second period on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
It's the Grizzlies 3 and the Growlers 1. 13:47 left in the second period. Growlers have taken 11 shots. Utah has taken 8, so not many shots here in the first of a 3-game set. Don't forget, AFCU Friday is going to be 2 days from now. It's going to be the middle game of this 3-game series. Same 2 teams, where tickets start at just $10 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Growlers win the draw. They're in the offensive zone, skating from right to left. As over in the corner, Neil Shea rolls it around behind Utah's net. Grizzlies chip it back to the far corner that was vacated. Raby gets hit by Shea. As right point, Brassard fires towards the net and lifts off the end boards, left corner. As Martel backhands it to center ice, Raby hustles after it, but it's the Growlers that get it. Matt Brassard back in his own end. Wearing number 21, Brassard with a right wing pass, and it goes incomplete as the pass is wide of the mark, and icing is on Newfoundland. 13:18 left in the second. As they were trying to hit, I believe, number 36, Tyler Weiss. Back there, Weiss, 5'11", 170 pounds, 2 goals and 5 assists this year. Weiss played at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. He's actually a native of Raleigh, North Carolina. You know, Patrick McCarthy in the Grizzlies office, he's from around the Raleigh area. He's a big North Carolina State fan. Tyler Weiss from there as well. Grizzlies win the draw. Wesley throws it down the middle for Burke. Took a lefty shot. Weiss with a back check. Growlers get it. They ice the puck. Arm is raised by the linesman. And now icing is on the Growlers as Kyle Mayhew chased after it. And we'll go back towards Luke Cavalin, who has stopped 5 of 8 here so far. 13:07 left in the second. Cutler and Burke talk things over in the far circle. Cutler's going to take the face off. Now Cutler talks with Aaron Aragon, making his Grizzlies debut. Aragon played his college hockey at New England, a Division III school. Draw one by the Grizz. Aragon will fire it off the end boards, far side, as Burke gets pushed by Brassard. Burke loses the puck as Brassard gets it. Far circle, he backhands it in the air, and it bounces out the Grizzlies logo and slides towards Minor. Minor gets it to Mayhew behind Utah's net. Growlers make a full line change. Left point, Newfoundland will skate around Minor's net as they get it up top for Josh Victor. Left point, lefty shot. Glove saved by Minor. Brock Caulfield and Kyle Mayhew are battling in front of the net, but neither guy redirected it as Minor made the save on the shot by Josh Victor. 12:41 left in the second. Grizzlies lead 3-1. Draw's going to be in the near circle. Caulfield will take the draw against Brett Stapley. Stapley and Mayhew are teammates for the University of Denver's 2022 Frozen Four National Championship Club. Off the draw, Newfoundland shot. Saved by Minor. That was taken by Isaac Johnson, who's got the Growlers' only goal tonight. Victor throws it around the net. Caulfield right side near the corner. He skates towards the point. Now he feeds up top to Victor. Slides it towards Singleton, who couldn't accept the pass. It rolls along the boards towards the far corner. Thomas chips it across to Yoon behind the goal line. Now to Gallant, who gets blasted near center ice. He got blasted by Josh Victor. Gallant gets back to his feet. Center ice, Brian Yoon near side will fire it towards Cavalin. Cavalin will kick it towards the right corner. Utah chases after it. Victor with a dangerous hit to the right side as he pushed Stapley. Luckily, Stapley got back up. As now the goaltender pushes Stapley. Luckily, Stapley got back up. That was a dangerous hit by Victor. Stapley, center ice, gets to Gallant, who skates down the middle. He enters the zone. Gallant loses it. Too many Newfoundland bodies in the slot. As Singleton gets to center ice, he gets back checked. Gallant took it away. Messner pushes Victor as Johnson throws it towards his left. Dennis crosses center ice. He wraps it around the boards. Yoon towards the far side loses it as Teixeira moves ahead to the Rooster. Pass behind him. Rooster skates over there, no icing. As Cavalin behind his net feeds it to the far corner. Dillingham throws it behind his back as Grizz get held up in the far corner, deep in the offensive zone. Martel hacking away, trying to break the puck free as Martel gets the puck. He throws it up top. Left side now across to Teixeira. Teixeira fires towards the net. Oh, it got redirected and goes just wide as Raby was in the area. Martel around the net gets held up. He drops it off for Penner, who feeds it up top for Semick. Over to Teixeira around the wall. As Penner lets it go, Semick gets hit by Berezowski. Puck in the far corner. Grizzlies with Martel. Kick it back to the corner. As Penner over there. Now Martel gets hit by Berezowski. He goes down, does both guys on two knees. Martel back to his feet. Fires towards the slot, poked away by the Growlers. Newfoundland crosses center ice. Tykonik near the bench area, couldn't locate it. And firing a shot is Berezowski from neutral ice. Minor keeps the play alive. Right wing pass to Penner. He crosses center. He gets over to Burke. It bounced off him. And it goes back to Neil Shea, who gets towards center ice. He moves it ahead. Growlers enter from the right side. They're trying to get it back towards Shea. Rolls towards Minor. Shea hacked away towards Minor glove. And then Josh Wesley pushes Neil Shea as Neil Shea tried to hack it away from Minor's glove. As whistle blows, we're about halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes. Utah leads 3-1. There's the hit that Victor laid on Stapley. Good thing Victor didn't follow through on that one, or else it really could have been something. And Cavalin pushed Stapley as Stapley is going to confront Josh Victor. Draw's going to be in the far circle. 10:25 left in the second. Newfoundland led by first-year head coach Matt Cook. Cook delivered some hits in his days, over 1,000 penalty minutes. He also played in over 1,000 NHL games in his long career. You know, it's a pretty good career when your hockey DB page, you got to scroll down to see all the stats. He played a long time. Growlers win the draw, far corner of the offensive zone as Cutler shadowing Neil Shea as puck goes back towards the corner. Mayhew gets it. He throws it to Aragon. Backhand pass out to the right side for Wesley. Wesley dumps it in as Burke back towards Wesley in the right point. Shea poked it away. As right side, Cutler battles with Shea. Cutler gets pushed by Brassard. Growlers get it. As Weiss crosses center ice, gains the line. He gets blasted by Josh Wesley. Now Weiss holds up Wesley. And both guys look at each other as the play stops. Weiss and Wesley got physical And I got a feeling we might end up having somebody drop the gloves after the couple hits that Josh Victor laid a few minutes ago. Boy, Weiss and Wesley got physical. Let's see. The penalty box opens up, and it's going to be Weiss entering. As Weiss gained the line, Wesley with a nice hip check. Weiss went on two knees and then held up Wesley. And then the play stopped. Weiss and Wesley looked at each other. They both thought about dropping the gloves, but neither guy did. As we're halfway through the scheduled 60 minutes, Grizzlies are back on the power play for the second time in this second period. Weiss gets 2 minutes. Utah leads 3-1. Wesley, as Utah's second period goals, the Grizz have goals from Jordan Martell, Brett Stapley, and a second period goal from Josh Wesley. 2 minutes for roughing as Tyler Weiss goes to the penalty box, 10:07 into the second period. As a draw won by the Growlers, they'll slide it along the near wing wall, and it exits the zone all the way back towards Trent Miner. Miner behind his net will get it to Mayhew. Mayhew around Utah's net. Now he's to the far side as he crosses center ice. Mayhew will veer off to the right. He'll chip it off the near wing boards onside. Messner feeds it to the corner. Mayhew and Messner chase after it with two Growlers. 2-on-2 battle along the near goal line. Growlers come away with it as they carry it out of the zone to Singleton. Stapley with a good check as Singleton delivers a hit on Stapley. Wesley enters from the left side. He skates towards the far goal line. Wesley loses his balance. Dillingham in the area. Wesley gets the puck back and he bounced it off of Singleton as Cutler gets up top for Stapley, but he wasn't at the point. Stapley will get it back at center ice. Now backing out into his own zone. About 9 minutes left in the second period. Utah leads 3-1. Stapley over to Mayhew. He lets it go to Martell right side, who gains the red line. Now Martell steps over the blue line. Tykonik delivers a hit. That's going to be a penalty. Growlers touch it up. Cross-checking is a call, and Tykonik can't believe it. He's going to the box as Newfoundland's been aggressive and physical here in the second period. Tykonik will get 2 minutes for cross-checking. 8:53 into the second. That means the Grizzlies are going to have a 5-on-3 for 1 minute. Utah's already up 5-3. Ryan Kanaswich has the clipboard out. Utah's going to use its one timeout. We'll keep it here. This is a critical sequence in this game, and Ryan Kanaswich knows that a 3-goal lead would be critical here. 5-on-3 power play for the Grizzlies. They spend their one timeout. Tykonik gets 2 minutes for cross-checking. Time of penalty, 11:07 into the second. That's exactly 1 minute after Tyler Weiss got 2 minutes for roughing. Ryan Kanaswich has got the clipboard out. He is the all-time leader in goals, assists, and points in Grizzlies history. As Utah already up 3-1, looking to end a 3-game losing streak. It's the 8th home game for Utah this season. They are 4-3 here at the friendly confines. It's the 6th road game for the Growlers. They are 1-2-2. Martell entered the zone, and Tykonik just kind of dragged him down with his stick. It was just kind of at an awkward angle more than anything else. We'll see what the Grizzlies draw up here. How it gets executed on the ice is Cutler and Martell. Hands and stick on knee as they talk it over. Stapley's out there as well as Mayhew and Wesley. 2 defensemen, 3 forwards for the Grizzlies. As Cruikshank will take the draw. Cruikshank 5'11", 193 pounds. Cutler will take the face-off for Utah. 5-on-3 power play for a minute. Grizzlies will have a 5-on-4 after that. Growlers win the draw. Josh Victor skates behind his net, and they'll sell it over the head of Josh Wesley. As Miner near goal line will stop it and give it to Mayhew, who skates around Utah's net. Mayhew skates down the middle, gets to neutral ice, drops it off for Cutler across the center. Cutler enters the zone, left side. He skates towards the corner around Modry. As Cutler now to the right side, over to Stapley along the near boards. He slides up top for Wesley. Across to Mayhew, left side. Mayhew over to Stapley, left circle. Stapley skates towards the point. Now he veers off to the right. He's in the high slot. Stapley over to Wesley. One-timer. And a save by Cavalin as he makes a glove stop. That was a blast by Josh Wesley from the far circle. But a glove save by Cavalin. Cavalin catches with his right, and his stick side is on his left. 23 seconds left in the 5-on-3. 8:16 left in the second. Josh Wesley had a pretty good look, and this is probably the best that Josh Wesley has looked all year. As Cavalin was able to make the save. Looked like the shot might have gone wide had he not gloved it. But nonetheless, Cutler will take the draw against Cruikshank. Same 5 on the ice for Utah. As Grizz win the draw, Mayhew over to Wesley, back to Mayhew high slot. Mayhew and Wesley switch places. Mayhew skates down the middle. Lefty shot is blocked by Berezowski. Mayhew over to the right side for Cutler, back to Wesley, who fakes a shot and now gets the Cutler near goal line. Cutler dances around right circle, now centers it to Martel. Righty shot is blocked. Newfoundland will drift it along the near wing boards. Wesley keeps it in. Martel over to the left side, fake to one-timer. Weiss is out of the box. 5-on-4 power play for Utah. Martel over to Stapley, left side. Stapley over in the left point. He skates towards his right. He gets to Cutler on the right side near the boards. Cutler dances around, fakes a shot, fanned on it. Puck drifts towards the corner, and taking it's Berezowski will fire it along the far side. Wesley couldn't keep it in, waist high, and it goes back towards Trent Miner, who skates all the way to the far corner to cut it off. He gets to Mayhew. Both teams will make a full line change. Mayhew still on the ice, skates down the middle. Long shift for him. He'll feed to the left as Mayhew will come off the ice, replaced by Teixeira. As Burke dumps it in. Over to the right side, Gallant will kick it over to Raby, right point. Raby wearing number 22. He's got 1 assist tonight. As he surveys near boards, he gets up top for Gallant in the right point. Gallant back to Raby, who drifted over to the near goal line. Now back up top for Gallant, and it's picked off. Isaac Johnson's been outstanding. He's got Newfoundland's goal. Over to Caulfield, back to Johnson. He's in the right circle. He skates back towards the point as the Growlers are back at full strength. Johnson skates along the far corner, dances around. Team makes a line change around him to the Growlers. As Johnson gets double-teamed, Raby moves ahead to Nathan Burke. Burke slides to the center ice, picked up by Dennis. It goes back to Burke at the Utah blue line. Across to Gallant off the boards. Gallant gets back checked. He gets on 2 knees and gets it back to Burke, who skated to the right side. Burke gets to center ice and dumps it in. As Broussard around the net will drop it off for Dennis. As the Growlers skate from right to left as we see it from section 114. Over to Singleton, who gets to the left point. Fires it to Miner, and he catches it on 2 hops of the ice. As we stop play with 6:18 left in the second. 15 shots for the Growlers, 10 for Utah. So Newfoundland has a 7-4 edge here in the second period. Utah led 2-0 after 1 period. Isaac Johnson scored shorthanded for the Growlers, 1:38 in, and then Josh Wesley scored from the right side, 5:07 in to make it a 3-1 game, and that's where we stand now. Grizzlies had 1 full minute of a 5-on-3, but the Growlers did a good job on the penalty kill. Burke up ahead towards Jordan Stone. It goes between his legs, and it's going to be icing as Stone was trying to accept the pass, but he was still in Grizzlies territory, even if he got a piece of it. Utah still called for icing with 6:09 left in the second. Good to have Jordan Stone back out there. We talked about Jacob Modry's brother Luke being a member of the Utah Outliers a few years ago. Jordan Stone, a former Utah Outlier. Stone making his 25th professional appearance. He was in 16 games for the Grizzlies a couple years ago, and then last year spent 8 games with Utah, 19 games with the Quad City Storm after he was released by the Grizzlies, and he had 2 assists late in the regular season in the SPHL. As Utah wins the draw, Stone acting as a forward as Penner over to Stone, who chases after it. Dillingham gets at the Newfoundland goal line. He gets back checked by Stone as the Growlers will throw it out to the slot. As Tykonik gains the line, he gets blasted by Penner, taking it up Stone. He skates towards the right side. Stone will dump it in as chasing after him was Zach O'Brien. Far side, Yakura battles in the corner. And the Growlers throw it back to center ice. Tykonik gets to center ice, and he veers off to the right as he wraps it around the wall. Miner cuts it out behind his net. Growlers make a full line change. As 5:27 left in the second, Wesley, right wing, dumps it in from center ice. As Broussard gets chased by Burke. Puck ends up in the far corner. Burke gathers it. Left side. Drops it off for Mayhew. Grizzlies in the offensive zone as Mayhew had the puck glide past him. As the Growlers gain the line, Isaac Johnson gets pushed by Mayhew. Mayhew takes the puck away, far side. Now across to Wesley near corner. Up ahead to Aragon in his Grizzlies debut. Diagonal pass to the left for Cutler. Cutler gets to the offensive line and dumps it in. As goes back over Broussard near side. Moves it to Singleton at the Newfoundland blue line. Now back to Broussard in the near circle as the Growlers spread the ice. Broussard skates towards his right and try to throw it back towards Victor. Instead, Broussard feeds it to center ice. Utah picks it off. Gallant skates towards the right circle. Fires a righty shot. Saved by Kavalin. And a Grizzly player got pushed into the post on the far side. That was Messner. And after the whistle, Josh Victor tries to bully Brett Stapley by taking his glove right to Stapley's face. Victor knows what he's doing, and Stapley saying, I ain't scared, sporting a mustache. And Stapley says, I'm not backing down either. 4:35 left in the second. Utah leads 3-1. We're back in 1 minute on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Utah leads 3-1 on the goal that Wesley scored 5:07 into the second. That made it 3-1. They added an assist to Brandon Cutler. So Cutler picked up an assist. He now has 8 points this season, 4 goals and 4 assists. Only 11 shots for the Grizzlies. Brett Stapley and Josh Wesley each have 2. Both guys have 1 goal tonight. And then 7 other Grizzlies skaters with 1 shot. For the Growlers, they've taken 15 shots. And Isaac Johnson's been about as good as any Growlers forward. He's got their lone goal, and he has 3 shots on the evening. Grizzlies hockey brought to you by Mountainland Supply Company, as well as Coca-Cola, where real magic is only a sip away. Draw's going to be in the Growler zone near circle. Stapley will take the draw against Brock Caulfield. Caulfield 2 goals and 8 assists in 14 games. First of a 3-game set. Utah's up by 2 as Growlers win the draw. Modry gets held up in the near corner by Messner. Messner over to Stapley. Stapley pushes it over to the far side and chases after it. As Stapley over in the corner collides with Johnson. As Modry gets back checked. Gallant's in the area battling with Modry. Puck slides off the end boards and around Newfoundland's net as Victor will tap it off the near boards. Goes into the Grizzlies zone. Singleton with great speed skates towards the end boards, and he hits the side of the net as he tried to center it out in front of Johnson. 2-on-2 battle as Semick pushes Johnson. Action behind Utah's net. Teixeira getting physical. Puck drifts towards the corner as Johnson gets pushed by Semick. Now it's taking Singleton, who's got great speed. He skates around Utah's net towards the far side. Singleton, sharp-angled shot, saved by Minor, and he covers up. As looked like Adam Daw was looking for a second chance, but the puck didn't drift too far from Minor. Just covers up near the crease with 3:45 left in the second. It looks like between whistles, we've got people singing here at Maverik Center. Live performances right here during action. Looks like we got a really good Wednesday crowd. Looks like the best Wednesday crowd the Grizzlies have had since December of 2022. Draw one by Utah. Josh Wesley will tap it off the near glass. It wobbles to center ice, taken back by Tykonik, who's at the Newfoundland blue line. Up ahead towards Daw, gets a piece of it. No icing. He chases after it. Mayhew chips it across to Wesley near side. Moves ahead to Martell. Weiss picks it off and centers it. And it couldn't be reached by Shea as it goes back over to the far corner. Raby moves ahead to Wesley. And now a right wing pass to Martell across the red line. Martell enters the zone as he chases after it along the end boards. Goes over to Adam Daw. Daw wearing number 47. He gets taken away in the corner. Now right wing shot goes wide. That was taken by Penner on a one-timer in the right circle. Brian Yoon drops it off for Martell. Rooster left point over to Thomas. And he gets it poked away. Goes back to center ice. Martell gets it back. Lifts it ahead. Now across to Yoon. Right side he enters. Yoon around the wall as he gets hit by Tykonik. As Growlers cut it off in the far corner, they skeet towards the near side. Utah pokes it away. Penner drifts along the near wing board. Zach O'Brien takes the puck as Dillingham bounced it off the Cutler. Cutler looking for a center pass. Shot to score! Cutler to Raby to the back of the net. And Utah's taking a 4-1 lead. What a pass by Brandon Cutler, gets his second assist of the night as he centered it to Dakota Raby, who gets his first of the year. Just a wide open play for the Grizzlies. Cutler started it by poking the pass away from Dillingham, found it cutting Dakota Raby out in front. So the Growlers tried to exit the zone, and Cutler picked it off and then got the main assist, sliding it to Dakota Raby. Cutler's probably going to get the only assist there, as Utah has 4 goals on 12 shots here tonight. Raby scored 11 goals in 55 games last year. He gets his first this year. And for Brandon Cutler, that's his second assist of this second period. 4-1 Utah, 2.5 minutes left in the second period as Cutler gets the only assist on the Raby goal as he really made that play happen. Cutler, another multiple point game as Growlers lifting out to center ice. Thomas leaps in the air at center near the bench area. Growlers enter. They try to drop it off for Barahowski as the Berezowski pass goes wide as Corey Dennis drives it around the boards. Miner cuts it off and he gets it to Brian Yoon, who skates along the near wing. Yoon lifts it out to center ice, taken by Gallant, who carries it to make that Aragon in his Grizzlies debut. Will tap it off the end boards. About 2 minutes left in the second period. Grizzlies left wing fire towards the net. It gets redirected and goes wide as Aragon looking for his first in a Utah uniform. He had 2 goals with Idaho earlier this year. Around to the far corner. Stapley battles with Dennis. Stapley kicks it back to the left point, and the only guy there is Berezowski. Problem, he plays for Newfoundland. Berezowski gets to center ice, and he'll drive it over to the left corner on 2 hops to the ice. Riz moving out to center ice. Stapley drops off for Teixeira, gains the red line and dumps it in. Teixeira chases after it. Messner gets there first. He tried to glide it to Teixeira, and the Growlers picked it off. Now to the right side, Stapley took it away. Left point, Teixeira gets it, he fires towards net. It gets redirected and goes wide. Messner up top for Wesley, who fakes a shot. Now he takes one. It's blocked by the stick of Masonis. Stapley looks to center. It gets kicked away. Shot saved by Cavalin. Right side, Wesley fires it off of Masonis. And goes back over towards Newfoundland. They clear it out to center. Johnson has it tap off his stick as Utah chases after it. Growlers make a line change. 1 minute left in the second period. Utah's got 4 goals on 12 shots tonight. Penner steps over the line, drops off for Raby. Raby 1 goal tonight, 11 last year. He'll throw it to the left side. Mayhew couldn't handle it. Mayhew hustles back towards the far wing boards. He gets it taken away. Shea crosses center ice over to Modry. Modry skates towards the left circle. He tried to center it. Wesley poked it away. The Grizzly player fired into Miner's net. The net gets dislodged. And that was Kyle Mayhew, who gets back to his feet. 40 seconds left in the second period. His play is stopped. They'll put the net back in place near Trent Miner, who so far has stopped 16 of 17. It's the Grizzlies 4 and the Growlers 1. Utah with 2 goals in the first, 2 in the second. We'll go over all the scoring during the second intermission. And we'll also go over some scores and what really looks like a very busy Wednesday night across the league. Hopefully everybody will enjoy Thanksgiving tomorrow, watch some football and have some food. And hopefully the turkey won't be too dry for you. Draws in Grizzlies territory near the Newfoundland bench. Cutler will take the draw. Cutler's got 2 assists, both of them coming in the second period. He's now up to 9 points this season, which is tied for Martel with the club lead. Cutler wins the draw. Teixeira over to Yoon, back to Teixeira, far circle. As Teixeira surveys, he carries it out to Neutrice, now slides it across to Yoon, who moves ahead to Burke. It glances off his stick. As Burke falls down, Shea enters from the left side. He glides towards the corner, takes a lefty shot, saved by Miner. Rebound goes to Utah as Aragon skates towards the corner. He drops off for Yoon, who skates behind Miner's net. Backhand pass to Cutler, who will tap it off the far glass. 2-on-2. Burke from center ice dumps it in as he collides with a Growler. Burke gets his stick held up by Newfoundland, and it goes to Cutler, left side. His shot is blocked by Modry, who skates after it near side. Modry crosses center. He carries it into the zone, but that will do it for 40 minutes here at Maverik Center as time runs out. And what was a very productive second period for the Grizzlies. Newfoundland scored shorthanded in the first couple minutes of the second period. Isaac Johnson, who's been impressive tonight, he's probably been the best of all the Newfoundland forwards. He scored to make it 2-1, and then the Grizzlies got goals from Josh Wesley and Dakota Raby. Grizzlies tonight, we're hoping to play a full 60 minutes, and so far they're 2/3 of the way there. Through 2 periods, it's the Grizzlies 4 and the Growlers 1. We'll come back and recap the first 2 periods, and hopefully we'll talk with Tim Broussard and get his thoughts as well. After 40 minutes here at Maverik Center, it's the Grizzlies 4 and the Growlers 1. This is the Utah Grizzlies Radio Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team. and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to americafirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
Second intermission here at Maverik Center. First of a three-game series, and the Grizzlies lead 4-1. Utah with 2 goals in the first and 2 in the second. 10-10 into the first period. Jordan Martell is the Optum first goal of the game scorer. It's his 4th of the year, with Dakota Raby picking up an assist. And that gave Utah a 1-0 lead, as Grizz needed to get off to a fast start, and they did so tonight. Grizzlies this season are 3-1 when scoring first. Less than a minute after Martell scored first for Utah, it was Brett Stapley. 53 seconds later, an 11:03 into the first, redirecting a Corey Thomas shot into the back of the net. Thomas picked up his first point of the year, and Nick Messner with his 3rd assist of the season. That made it 2-0, and that's where it stood after 20 minutes of play. Grizzlies had a power play to start the second period after Tate Singleton got called for a slashing minor. 19:56 into the first. 1:38 into the second. It was Isaac Johnson who skated down the middle and just fired it top shelf over Minor. Now, it appears the puck kind of awkwardly, I don't know, it might have hit the post and then bounced off the Minor and then went back in. There was something a little bit awkward about that goal. But Johnson got his 2nd of the year, and was, as we mentioned before, he seems to be the Growlers' best forward here tonight. Johnson wearing number 23. It's only his 3rd game this season, but Johnson is currently on an AHL contract with the Toronto Marlies, 6'3", 183 pounds. In 36 games with the Growlers last year, he had 45 points, 18 goals, and 27 assists. So it really isn't that much of a surprise that Johnson has looked outstanding tonight. When he scored shorthanded, that's the 3rd shorty allowed by the Grizzlies so far this year. That made it a 2-1 game. Grizzlies made it a 2-goal contest again as Josh Wesley scored from the right circle, with Kyle Mayhew and Brandon Cutler getting the assist. Wesley didn't go high, didn't go low. He just kind of somehow got it through Luke Cavillon, the Newfoundland goalie. As we mentioned, Mayhew and Cutler with the assist. Cutler also got the assist on the Dakota Raby goal, 17-21 in. As the Growlers were in their own zone, probably high slot area. They tried to get it to center ice. Cutler picked it off, skated towards the far boards, about halfway between the blue line and the goal line, and then found Raby cutting towards the net. Cutler found Raby, and then Raby just kind of slid it past Cavillon for his 1st goal of the year. Raby had 11 goals in 55 games last year, and we all remember the hat trick he had against Idaho. They clinched the division title for the Grizz back on April 15th of 2022. He had 3 goals and 10 assists that season, and he also had a pretty good playoff run for Utah. So a lot of good performances, a multiple-point game already for Dakota Raby, who has 1 goal and 1 assist. Brandon Cutler has 2 assists, and he's a +2. And almost felt like Josh Wesley got a 2nd point there somewhere, but he just has the 1 goal. Both Wesley and Kyle Mayhew are a +2 for the Grizzlies tonight. Brandon Cutler and Corey Thomas are also a +2 for Utah. For the Growlers, their shots have been a little bit balanced. They've taken 18 shots here through 2 periods, led by Isaac Johnson, who's got 3 shots each for Tate Singleton, Matt Brassard, Neil Shea, and Tyler, don't call me Zach Weiss. All those guys have 2 shots for the Growlers. Got Tim Broussard hanging out in press row, and hopefully we'll talk with him in a minute and get his thoughts on what he has seen through the first 2 periods. Other scores in the league: Adirondack defeats Reading 5-1. Greenville has been off to an outstanding start this year. Their record goes to 12-2. They defeat Atlanta 3-2. South Carolina is a 4-0 winner over Jacksonville. Iowa has now won 7 in a row. They defeat Kalamazoo 3-1. Norfolk over Trois-Rivières 4-0. Allen is a 5-3 winner over Wichita. Allen goes to 4-10 this year. Wichita is now 5-10-1. Wheeling over Toledo 4-2. Cincinnati is a 7-3 winner over Indy. How about this for an upset? Tulsa gets a 3-2 victory over Kansas City, as the Oilers are now at the 500 mark this year at 6-1. Kansas City falls to 12-3, and Rapid City scored 2 goals in the first period, but Idaho responded with 3 in the second. Second intermission over at the Monument. Idaho leads Rapid City 3-2. Wade Murphy, Mark Rassel, and Murray with the Idaho goals. Mark Rassel, 1 goal and 1 assist for Idaho. When we come back, we'll talk some hockey and give you some NHL scores as well, as the Grizzlies lead the Growlers 4-1 here on a Wednesday night, Bud Light College night. Don't forget, the Grizzlies' next home game will be on Friday night. It will be an AFCU Friday, where tickets start just $10 when you pay using your AFCU debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office, and the series finale will be on Saturday night at 7:10. We'll come back and talk some hockey as we're through 40 minutes here at Maverik Center. It's the Grizzlies 4 and the Growlers 1. This is the Grizzlies Radio Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Welcome back to Utah Grizzlies Hockey. Second intermission, Utah leads 4-1. We're here with Director of Grizzlies Insiders, Tim Broussard. Utah 2 goals in the first, 2 in the second. It looks to be a pretty good first 40 minutes. What did you see?
I saw the Newfoundland goalie really struggling to keep things in front of him. His leg work is incredible, but I don't see the top side being, focused. He's having a hard time through even a little bit of traffic, and it's obviously a concerted effort from the Grizzlies to make it miserable in front, and that's what's happening.
Not necessarily a big quantity of shots, but certainly a quality of shots for Utah. 12 shots through 2 periods, but 9 of them, according to the off-ice officials, were considered scoring chances.
Yeah, and the first 10 minutes of the first, I was getting concerned because we were starting to lose the shot count battle. I'm like, oh, no, let's not go that trend. We haven't had good results when that happens. But it seems to be we're being very, very patient, methodical, deliberate. Our passing has purpose. And with the exception of the power play and the 5-on-3, I think we've done really good about making a statement with our passes. They're nice, crisp, and clean, and we're receiving them in a position where the winger can take it in advance versus take it out of his sticks or take it out of his skates and then try to get it back up to his stick.
The defensive pairing of Kyle Mayhew and Josh Wesley were just outstanding in that second period. It seemed like they were all over the place.
Oh, my gosh. And between all of them, they had the ice covered. And I don't know how much time on the ice they had, but, all through the 3 different zones of the ice, your defensive, neutral, and offensive, they're active on each side. And Wesley's everywhere, and and I'm still waiting for, let loose one of those clappers. He just seems to be, but he's discerning that decision and thinking whether do I take the shot or pass, and so far he's opting to pass, but he's got a bomb if he wants to release it.
I think he had one of those right there when it was 5-on-3, but it was kind of an angle there with the circle, and Kaplan just made the save on.
You know what? Newfoundland played that really well. I got to be in the rafters during the whole second period and watch the rotations as they were coming in. And on the 5-on-3, they were keeping the Grizzlies kind of out of the box. And I was a little bit frustrated. Well, not frustrated. I wanted to see some traffic out in front because that's where we were getting success in front of the goalie. But I didn't see that happening, and we elected to have 5 shooters passing on the outside with nobody in. I think that we'll make corrections should we get another opportunity here in the third coming up. But I didn't see that rotation, and I think if we get that rotation in front, that'll be one less person to try to pass to and maybe open a lane for Wesley to let one of those rip.
And really, with the first 40 minutes, it's good to see, considering that last week was a bit of a rough one against Iowa. Good to see the Grizzlies respond like this through 2 periods here tonight.
Yeah, and they're responding with having success with their system. Like I said, I got to be in the rafters, and you have a totally different view. It's literally like watching a scoreboard or, your whiteboard out there as it's happening. And Newfoundland is late to need on adapting to our passes as we go in the offensive zone with our three forwards. We're using a collapse and rotate. So we'll collapse in, that triggers the rotation. They rotate through and then back out again into that triangle. And the defense is being really good about holding the line and getting it back in. And Newfoundland's having a tough time adapting to that rotation and that odd man coming back out, especially when it comes up behind the red line out in front to receive the pass. We're getting those lanes and those shots, and we're being really selective on it. We're getting some really good looks.
What have you noticed from Aaron Aragon in his Grizzlies debut? Looks like he's got the speed to kind of fit this system well.
I like it, the speed and the skill, and honestly a little bit of feistiness. He's not afraid to mix it up, even though he's not the biggest guy with the biggest frame. I like that because I think we played especially the Wichita series and the Iowa series. I thought we played polite. Let's play grumpy. Let's play Grizzly hockey and not be afraid to mix it up or go in the corner and come out with the puck.
I was really a bit surprised Idaho. I got rid of him, and I know they got a lot of depth there, but when I saw his name available, I was hoping the Grizzlies would pick it up, and Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn made the call.
Yeah, well, what does that say about him? You pick him up off waivers, and off Idaho releases him, and he's in our starting lineup on the first line, and he's making an impact and a difference in a favorable way. So we got to discern that because you can still have an impact on the game, but not in a good way.
I think tonight kind of showcases the all-around performance of Brett Stapley. He's done a little bit of everything tonight. He's been hit. He's delivered a few hits. He's delivered some really nice passes. And, Stapley, a lot of his assists have been main assists, where he's the main assist on the goal. And he's really been continuing to impress game in and game out.
Right. We talked about that on our radio show, getting the main assist on there. And what the difference is you're the last guy to touch the puck before the initiator shoots and scores and gets it in the net. So it's typically that guy who's got the vision, the main assist, who's okay, that's that final pass over and his vision. And you're kind of seeing it being showcased out tonight. Multiple. It's not the same guy every time. So he's dishing it up between, his wingers judiciously and kind of selecting those lanes and finding the shooter in a lane where he's able to get that final score in.
Although I do think the best pass was Brandon Cutler, obviously out in front of the net that Dakota Raby was cutting for Utah's 4th goal.
Oh, wow, that was pretty. And you could see Cutler kind of pull back a little bit and Raby keep up with the speed and just right in and watching it from up here with the ticketing staff. And we're like, oh, there it is. Oh, then we erupted up. Nobody heard us because we're in the top of the 4th floor mezzanine. But, maybe they did. I don't know. But it was definitely a worthy goal.
Oh, we heard you from down here for sure.
There we go.
Tim, thanks for the time. Hopefully we'll talk to you during the postgame show.
Appreciate it, Tyson.
That's Tim Broussard, director of Grizzlies Insiders. Utah leads 4-1. When we come back in 2 minutes, we'll have third period action here at Maverik Center as Brandon Cutler has 1 goal, or he has 2 assists, and Josh Wesley 1 goal. Dakota Raby, a multiple point game, 1 goal and 1 assist. We'll come back and have third period action as Utah leads 4-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm. And our lights on. It's the power behind the team. And a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Since 1939, America First has helped people start businesses, buy homes and cars, and achieve their financial goals. Today, our top priority is still the financial success of you and your family, which is why we're giving new members $100 when they sign up for a basic savings and checking account, and another $100 when they upgrade to premium checking and enroll in and use direct deposit. So head to AmericaFirst.com today and join the credit union that always puts its members first.
When you pay with the Nitro card at Maverik, you always save 10 cents or more on fuel every gallon, every day. And you could save a whole lot more thanks to Nitro Best Price. Pick up a Nitro card and upgrade your Adventure Club account today.
Welcome back to Maverik Center. I mentioned the Grizzlies really getting a good quality of shots, not necessarily quantity. Utah 12 shots through 2 periods, 9 of them scoring chances. The Grizz lead 4-1. Third period action will begin here shortly. The Growlers have 6 scoring chances among the 18 they had through 2 periods. Grizzlies 8 giveaways, Newfoundland 5. Grizz with 8 hits. Growlers with 7. Growlers had 2 shorthanded shots there early in the second period, including the goal scored by Isaac Johnson, 138 in. Face-offs been pretty close to even, 22-21 in favor of Utah. Scoring chances 9-6 in favor of Utah, considering the fact they've been outshot, and really that's been the big key. Grizzlies really have done a good job getting a good quantity of shots, or a good quality of shots, and see what happens here in the third period as Utah's got a 3-goal lead. It's the first of a 3-game set. Don't forget that Friday night we'll be here, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. As the Grizzlies, they might end up wearing these jerseys all week. A cream-colored jersey with green numbers, black outline, 2 stripes in the front of the jersey, one about chest high, then another around the stomach. No stripes in the back of the jersey, and that's really the difference between this one and the one that Rapid City had a couple of years ago, where the numbers were tough to spot because they had the stripe on the back as well as the front. It is a similar look to what the Pittsburgh Penguins had, a green G at the front of the jersey, a capital G, that is. And the Grizz have been capital G good here so far tonight. We'll skate 5-on-5 here to start the third period, as Aaron Aragon in his Grizzlies debut so far has 1 shot and is a +1. Aragon was about a point a game in the SPHL last year. He started the year with Idaho. He actually had a point in 3 of his 4 games with the Steelheads. Cutler's out there with Nathan Burke. Cutler will take the draw. And Tim and I, during the intermission, talked about Josh Wesley and Kyle Mayhew and how outstanding they've been so far tonight. They're the starting defensive pairing in the third period. Crookshank will take the draw. He's out there with Jackson Berezowski and Zach O'Brien. Defensive pairing is Dillingham and Tykonik. Draw one by Newfoundland. It goes between their defensemen. Growlers skate from left to right here in the third period. They cross center as Crookshank gains the line. He's got good speed. He'll dump it in as it rolls along the boards. Wesley will tap it to the far corner, battling with O'Brien as Grizz chip it across to Mayhew at the near goal line. Ahead to Aragon. It glanced off a skate, and Burke dumps it in. It's going to be icing on Utah as we get our first whistle, 27 seconds into the third period. Looks like it's going to be a fun series. First of 6 meetings between these clubs this year. 3 times here this week, and then the first week of the 2024 calendar year, the Grizzlies will take the very long road trip out to Newfoundland and play 3 games in 3 days, January 5th, 6th, and 7th of 2024. As the Growlers win the draw, right wing shot, and a blocker saved by Minor. That shot was taken by Tate Singleton, who's been active tonight. As Grizz lifted out to center, Singleton gloves it and drops it. Growlers reset. Isaac Johnson moves it ahead as Caulfield chases after it. Getting there first is Stapley, who's been good tonight. Thomas ahead, turnover. Johnson skates towards the right side, feeds it across. Caulfield couldn't handle it. Puck off the Grizzlies' backboard. Thomas skates to the near corner, gets the puck. As Thomas drops it off, Caulfield battles. Stapley takes the puck as he'll throw a diagonal pass out to Cole Gallant. Gallant gets to center ice 2-on-3 as he gets to the blue line and taps it in as Cavallin throws to the left point. Thomas fires towards the net. It goes wide as Singleton back far side gets it. He skates back to his own corner, and he gets around a Grizzly skater, and that's Gallant. Singleton crosses center ice with good speed. He skates down the middle, gains the line, stops in the left circle. Shot blocked by Semick. As we get a whistle. Penalty is going to be on the Grizzlies as Singleton lost his stick. Semick's in the area. Interference is the call. And there's a big groan among the Grizzlies contingent here when they saw the arm raised by the referee. Semick can't believe it, but he's going to the penalty box. It's Jacob Semick's first penalty of the season. Semick appearing in a game for the 5th time this year, the Arizona State product. So draw is going to be in the Grizzlies' own far side. Power play for Newfoundland. Grizzlies are the best in the league in terms of fewest penalty minutes, as Singleton had lost his stick. Semick gets 2 minutes for interference, 1:29 into the third. Utah leads 4-1. As Growlers win the faceoff, they slide it up top left point. As Newfoundland, as Tykonik will throw it to the left circle. Now they get it across to O'Brien. Right side, centers it out in front. It glanced off a minor stick in the crease as O'Brien gets over to Tykonik. High slot. He fakes to his left with a shoulder fake. Now across to O'Brien. He gets it in the right corner up top to Tykonik. Tykonik fakes to his right and feeds it to the left side. As the Growlers over to Berezowski. Far goal line shot saved by Minor. Grizzlies clear it out. Tykonik hustles down to the Newfoundland blue line. O'Brien gets to Berezowski. It tapped off his stick. Grizzlies gather it near circle, and they clear it all the way out. As Utah will get new skaters as Mayhew will exit. As the Growlers skate from left to right. Halfway through their power play, as Tykonik will drop it off for O'Brien, sporting a beard. Left wing pass. Now back to O'Brien from Cruikshank. Now Shea back to Tykonik. Right side, back to the near goal line. Shea gets it off the backboards. He tried to get it back to Tykonik. Hits off the referee. Teixeira fanned on clearing it out. Now he feeds it to the right side as Cruikshank keeps it in. He skates towards the right circle. Lefty shot blocked by Teixeira. As Teixeira limping a little bit as he blocked the shot from Cruikshank. As Isaac Johnson, far corner, centers it to O'Brien. O'Brien back to Johnson. He feeds it up top as Tykonik over to Cruikshank. Back to Tykonik, who swings and misses in the high slot. Fans jeer him as Cruikshank near circle, centers over to O'Brien. Shot saved by Minor. As O'Brien had a good look. Minor made the save, and it goes out to center ice. Newfoundland backs it out into their own zone. Grizzlies make a line change. About 10 seconds left in the power play. As the Growlers get to Singleton, he gets to neutral ice. He crosses the red line. Now he crosses the blue. As Singleton veers off to the corner, trying to drop it off for Shea. Puck stayed along the boards. Semick out of the box. As Grizz lifted out to center ice. Gloved by Masonis. He moves it ahead. Right side. Growlers enter. Singleton over towards Weiss. Now to the near goal line. Caulfield backhand shot. And Minor gets a piece of it, and it goes wide. As the Growlers look to center it, it tapped off of Mayhew. Now Newfoundland will roll it to the right side. Weiss will get it back. Wesley delivers a big hit on Masonis. Joe's his first name. Grizzlies lifted to the left point, gloved by Dennis. He tried to feed it back to the corner. Grizzlies took his time and space away. Grizz get to neutral ice. Gallant will slide it in. Puck on its side. Growlers have it. Grizz make a line change. 4 minutes into the third. Utah leads 4-1. Masonis gains the line, skates down the middle. Now he veers off to the left. As Masonis gets pushed by Yoon. As Masonis trying to feed it out in front, it hits the side of the net. Grizz start the attack. Diagonal pass to Yoon, left wing. He enters 2-on-2. Yoon skates towards the near goal line. Great poke check by Cruikshank. As Burke gets the puck, he gets up top for Thomas. Thomas fires towards the net. It goes wide on a low liner. As Cruikshank gets it, wearing an A on his sweater. He lifts it out to center ice for Berezowski, who slides it ahead. O'Brien hustles after it. Near corner, Thomas will move it towards Cutler. Puck slides towards the high slot. Modry will get it to the left side after bobbling initially. He takes a shot and lifts high into the air off a Yoon's stick. Drops in the far circle. Thomas gets it and skates around his own net. Thomas turns it over. Growlers, Johnson Raby back checks as it goes towards Singleton. Singleton's been active tonight. Centering pass, shot, saved by Minor. What a stop by Trent. Now puck still in play. Singleton shot, kick, saved by Minor. Big pile along the crease, and Minor covers up. 2 or 3 big stops by Trent Minor there to keep it a 4-1 game. Way outside of the shorthanded goal on the breakaway scored by the Growlers. Trent Minor's on his A game here tonight. As a couple good looks there. Minor made a great kick save there on Singleton's shot. And luckily for Minor, the puck didn't trickle back towards Singleton, and the Grizzlies did a good job boxing out the Growlers, not letting them get another chance. 14:50 left in the third. Trent Minor this year with a .905 save percentage. Third-year pro, former draft pick of the Colorado Avalanche. Minor was selected in the 7th round back in 2019. Draws in the near circle of Utah's zone. 14:50 left in the third. Growlers 23 shots, Grizzlies with 12. Utah's yet to take one in the third period. Off the draw, right wing, Johnson shot. Minor makes the save. As Isaac Johnson had a good look from the right side. Now Josh Wesley with some pushing and shoving. The Grizzlies captain wants to, you can tell that Josh Wesley's determined to end this 3-game losing skid. As Utah with a 4-6 record, and Josh Wesley's really done a good job stepping his game up here tonight, as he's been a presence on both ends of the ice, both offensively and defensively. Messner talks with Wesley as Brett Stapley will take the draw against Brock Caulfield. Caulfield 10 points in 14 games. Fun action here at Maverik Center. Good Wednesday night crowd. Probably as good a Wednesday night crowd as the Grizzlies have had in quite some time. Stapley and Caulfield. Caulfield will get kicked out of the circle. He argues his case. Isaac Johnson will take the draw. Johnson's been outstanding for the Growlers tonight. Draw near circle, won by Utah on their own end, skating from right to left. Mayhew over to Wesley, moves out to center ice. Big hit near Utah's bench. Gallant took it, but he gets back to his feet. As Grizz trying to feed it out in front to Stapley, and Newfoundland picks it off. Singleton with outstanding speed. Gets to the offensive zone. Over to Caulfield. Back to Singleton as Wesley delivers a hit on Caulfield. Play getting physical here. Caulfield just outside the left circle. Across to Tykonik. Back to the left side as the Growlers fire towards the net. Stick saved by Minor. That was taken by Johnson as Tykonik gets held up by Messner. Right side. Brassard fires towards the net. Stick saved by Minor. Tykonik continues to hold up with Messner. Messner gets pushed by Tykonik. They both go their separate ways. As they cease and desist, Gallant gets hit by Johnson as he was dumping it in. Boy, Gallant took a couple big hits on that shift as he skates to the bench. As Colin Lee, the Grizzlies trainer, makes sure he's okay. As Tom gains the blue line, skates towards the corner. Semick tripped him up. That's going to be a penalty on Semick, his second of the third period. As Growlers will be on the power play, delayed penalty. As Teixeira touches up the puck along the far boards. Tripping's the call as Jacob Semick for the second time here this period will go to the penalty box. It's Utah 4, Newfoundland 1. Nobody has scored here so far in the third period. And when we come back, the Growlers will be on the power play. It's the Grizz up by 3 on the Utah Grizzlies Radio Network. Jacob Semick gets 2 minutes for tripping. Time a penalty. 6:21 in. Grizzlies lead 4-1. Well, it's going to be tough to pick the 3 stars tonight because there's been a lot of contributors to the Grizzlies' cause. Dakota Raby, 1 goal and 1 assist. Josh Wesley's been outstanding. He's a +2 and has 1 goal. Brandon Cutler, 2 assists, including that main assist on the Raby goal, which was Utah's 4th of the night. And Trent Minor's been solid so far, stopping 24 of 25. Draw's going to be in the far circle. Utah came into play tonight with a 76.9% penalty kill. Growlers power play, 17.6%. Tyler Penner, the Grizzlies Iron Man, will take the draw against Grant Cruikshank. Cruikshank 9 goals so far this year, so watch out for him. As Growlers win the faceoff, they throw it to the left point. Penner battles. Now he battles with Johnson. Johnson, who was more than a point a game with the Growlers last year, gets pushed by Yoon along the far boards. 2-on-2 battle. Penner tried to clear it out, and Tykonik kept it in. As Johnson left point, feeds it across to O'Brien near goal line. Now he slides up top for Tykonik. Now to the left side, and they go back to Tykonik. One-timer, and gets redirected and goes wide. Grizzlies get it. Teixeira tries to clear it out. Tykonik skates to the right side and keeps it in. He slides it across to Johnson. Now to Berezowski, back to Johnson along the far boards. He surveys. Now he throws to the near goal line for Berezowski. Back to Johnson. Isaac's his first name. Centers it over towards Cruikshank. Berezowski trying to feed it across to O'Brien from the far side. It goes wide. Teixeira towards the near side gets it and clears it out before Cruikshank could skate over there. About halfway through the Growlers power play. 4-1 Utah. Growlers throw it to Grizzlies territory. Now back to center ice. Cruikshank gets blasted by Aragon. No call. Growlers wanted one. Rink wide pass to Berezowski. Now to O'Brien, who enters. Across to Johnson. He's in the left side. Johnson up top for Tykonik. It goes between his legs. Burke skates towards the near side. Gets the puck. Left wing. Skates towards the circle. Toe drag. I tried to feather it across to Aragon. It bounced off the skate. Now Aragon far goal line. Gets taken away behind the Growlers net. Near wing pass to Berezowski, who drops it back off for Caulfield as the Growlers get some new skaters. Berezowski and Johnson exit. Grizzlies will change up as well. 12 minutes left in the third and about 20 seconds left in the power play for the Growlers. Modry skates down the middle. Now he enters the zone, veers it off to the right for Singleton. Singleton right point, gets it poked away by Galan, and it goes back into the Growlers zone. As taking it is Tyler Weiss. Weiss around the net. Skates towards the far side. Now he gets to center ice. Now he veers off to the right. Skates down the middle. Left wing pass. Growlers couldn't handle it. Shea back to Weiss behind the net. As action in the Grizzlies zone. Semick out of the box. He joins the play. 3 defensemen on the ice for Utah. As Semick's hanging out in the point. Semick gets the puck and pokes it into the Grizzlies bench. As Grizzlies head coach Ryan Knastwich tilted his head to make sure he didn't get hit with it. As the puck exits play. 11:27 left in the third. So Grizzlies make a line change. Martell enters the ice. He was the Optum first goal of the game scorer. He's out there with Dakota Raby and Brett Stapley. Stapley's been a force for Utah. Mayhew and Wesley, the defensive pairing. A lot of minutes for Mayhew and Wesley tonight. I imagine they're going to play a key role not only in this series, but the rest of the regular season. Adam Daw will take the draw for the Growlers. Daw last season, 21 games of the Growlers, had 7 goals, 2 assists. As puck ends up in the far corner, Wesley lifts it high into the air as it rolls on its side in the Growler zone, chased down by Matt Brassard. He'll skate towards the near goal line, his own zone, as he'll throw an outlet pass to Weiss. Now Dennis will fire it off the far wing boards, goes to center ice. Wesley trying to dump it in. Now Mayhew kicks to the corner. Mayhew over towards Martell. Raby gets hit right in the back as he's in the slot. Mayhew over there with Martell. Stapley goes down near boards. Gets back up. 2-on-3 battle along the near wall. Coming out of its Weiss, but Raby took it away. Raby gets pushed by Weiss as Stapley near corner gets hacked by Brassard. No call. Brassard over to Dennis. Now ahead to Shea. Shea avoids a check of Martell. Pass to center ice. Weiss couldn't handle it. Weiss hacks Raby. Now he pushes Raby as Raby pushes Weiss. They dump it in. Raby was getting bullied by Weiss. Penalty's going to be called. It's going to be slashing. I got to think it's going to be on Tyler Weiss, and it is. Boy, that whole shift, it looked like the Growlers were physically going after Raby. He got hit 3 or 4 times on that shift alone. 4-1 Utah, about halfway through the first period. As Tyler Weiss would go to the box. Yep, there's the slash it was called, and then Weiss pushed Raby along the boards. Raby wasn't going to back down, though, as he went over towards Weiss and had some words for him. 4-1 Utah, halfway through the third period. Raby's a candidate to get a start tonight. In fact, he's a fight away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. As Dakota Raby, 1 goal and 1 assist. 2 shots here so far tonight. Grizzlies have yet to take a shot here in the third period. Growlers, meanwhile, have taken 7. Weiss gets 2 minutes for slashing. 9:26 into the third period. Cutler will take the draw near circle. He wins it. Aragon over to Mayhew. Across to Stapley. Stapley right side. Now go over to Kyle Mayhew. Across to Wesley. One-timer. And it goes high and off the glass and deflects off the protective netting out of play. That was a blast by Josh Wesley in the left side, but he just lifted it a little bit over the net of Luke Cavallin. The Growlers goaltender has stopped 8 of 12. 1:50 left in the power play as Aaron Aragon looks around. He's on the left wing. Cutler will take the face-off. Cutler talks with Stapley, who's up top with Kyle Mayhew. Having a good time here at Maverik Center. As the draw won by the Growlers, Josh Victor will throw it across to the far corner. Growlers will chip it to center ice slowly. Mayhew will throw it deeper in the Grizzlies zone as Cutler chases after it in the near corner. Now he skates around Utah's net with speed. Cutler drops it off for Stapley, far side. Stapley carries it out to center ice. Stapley skates down the middle now, and he fires it towards Cavallin, who covers up Stapley in the area, and Josh Victor over there to confront Stapley, who got close to Cavallin, at least according to his opinion. No pushes by Victor. Maybe a few words for Stapley. It's going to be an interesting series. Growlers have some big guys like Josh Victor. As both teams make a line change. 10:01 left in the third. 33 seconds into the power play. Yeah, we got a concert going on while play's going on right there over in one of the corners. Utah wins the draw. Teixeira over to Yoon, right point. Yoon throws to the far goal line for Burke. It goes off him off the end boards as Martell back to Burke right side, and it gets up top for Yoon. Back to Burke, one-timer, hits the side of the net. Growlers get it. They try to clear it out. Yoon gloves it and drops it in the right point. Gets over to Burke. Burke now skates the right point himself. Slides it across the Teixeira. Fakes a shot and gets it to the Rooster. Martell up top for Yoon. Now across the right side for Burke. Shot is blocked. Burke didn't get all of it. Growlers try to clear it out. Yoon gloves it on the left side, keeps it in. Now across the Teixeira. One-timer goes wide. Yoon extends the stick but couldn't keep it in as it goes all the way deep in the Grizzlies zone. Growlers make a line change. Grizzlies will do so as well here soon. About 42 seconds left in the power play. Teixeira right wing pass to Yoon. Across to Burke at center ice left wing. He wraps it around the boards. Cavallin loses his balance. Raby looks to center it. Growlers picking off around the goal line. They'll tap it around the wall, near side, and the puck on its side glides towards the Grizzlies' goal line. Miner cuts it off and gets it to Teixeira. Less than 9 minutes left in regulation. Martell, left side, crosses center ice. Chips it ahead to Raby, trying to get it back to Martell in the give and go. Martell's stick got lifted. Mayhew throws it across right point. Raby hustles after it on the near side, but it's taken back by Dillingham as Nolan Dillingham will slide it all the way. It goes airborne and past Josh Wesley deep in the Grizzlies zone. Miner throws it back to Wesley as the Growlers are back to full strength. Neither team scored a power play goal here tonight. Growlers scored shorthanded for their only goal. A minute and a half into the second. Wesley behind his net. Time is on Utah's side. 8:19 and counting. Grizz have taken one shot here in the third period. Growlers have taken 7. Wesley behind his net. Throws to the near far corner. Mayhew slides it ahead as Penner at center ice gets it poked away. As skating in is Berezowski. He'll throw it to the right side. Now right point. Modry backhands it off of Gallant. Grizz move it ahead to Messner. Messner skates to the left circle. Messner around Newfoundland's net looking for a wraparound like he scored on Saturday. He gets pushed as he gets double teamed in the corner behind Newfoundland's net. Gallant gets a stick held up by Modry as Grizz get it. Thomas fires towards the net, and it's blocked by Modry, who gets to Berezowski. Ahead to Cruikshank, who gains center red line and dumps it in. As Thomas around the wall goes to the right side, cutting it off in the points, Brassard. He feeds it to O'Brien, right side, righty shot. Saved by Miner in the butterfly position. As the puck goes over to the left side now, across to Brassard. He fires a righty shot. Saved by Miner. Trent holds on with 7:18 left in the third. Well, Trent Miner's been on point tonight, the former Avalanche draft pick. He's in the last year of a 3-year NHL entry-level deal with the Colorado Avalanche. Miner last year was the Grizzlies team MVP, and he also won the Fan Favorite Award for the Grizz, who reached the postseason and really gave Idaho a tough test in the first round. Aragon talks it over with Cutler's taking the draw. Cutler's really played with an extra bounce to his step here tonight. Draw one by the Grizz. They're in their own zone. Skating from right to left. Teixeira moves it ahead. Aragon chases after it, but it's Brassard in his own end who slides it across. As Dennis moves it to center ice, it glances off the stick of Yakura as Berezowski skates towards the far goal line, fires a sharp-angled shot that misses wide. Brassard feeds it across. Dennis, left point. Lefty shot goes high off the glass. Aragon skates towards the near wing boards, battles with Isaac Johnson, who's been impressive tonight. Cutler throws to the right point, kept in by Caulfield, who feeds it back to the near corner. As Johnson will skate towards the point, towards Brassard. Now Johnson feeds it back to the corner he vacated. As Singleton gets pushed by Teixeira. Far side, righty shot. Glove save by Minor. And after the whistle, Teixeira with some real pushes for Tate Singleton. Boy, Teixeira got real aggressive with Singleton. And now a Newfoundland player has Teixeira doing his best Draymond Green impersonation as Matt Brassard as he holds up the neck of Teixeira. In the NBA, that's a 5-game suspension. Here, let's just break it up and let's play hockey. Teixeira sporting a beard. As right after the whistle, Teixeira and Tate Singleton really were exchanging words. And Teixeira with a couple real good pushes at Singleton, and because of that, looks like he's going to go to the penalty box. So it looks like it's going to be a power play for the Growlers. 6:35 left in the third. As I imagine, it's going to be a roughing minor for Keone Teixeira. As him and Tate Singleton. Singleton's been in open ice a couple times and has displayed some outstanding speed. As they show the replay, the shot was taken by Caulfield, far side. And then Singleton pushed Teixeira, and they both started pushing each other. And then Singleton, Teixeira. Guys started stepping in, and then Matt Brassard did his best Draymond Green impersonation and kind of took Teixeira from behind around the neck and made sure Teixeira didn't get any more blows at Singleton. But it looks like the draw is going to be at neutral ice. So it looks like Singleton's going to get a penalty as well. And so will Teixeira. We'll skate 4-on-4 as looks like there's matching roughing minors. Singleton for Newfoundland and Teixeira for the Grizzlies. So we'll skate 4-on-4. The ice opens up a little bit more here. 4-1 Utah. You're on this series opener. Stapley will take the draw against Caulfield. It's won by Utah. As Wesley over to Mayhew. Mayhew will drift it off the far wing boards in the Grizz zone. Stapley back to Mayhew, who gets it to Stapley, who's behind Utah's net. Grizzlies want to be patient with their approach. As goes to the far corner, Grizzlies will start the attack. Cole Gallant feeds to his left for Stapley. Stapley gets to the line and gets hit by Dillingham. Gallant with good speed skates towards the near boards. He's double teamed. Stapley tried to get it back to Wesley. It tapped off a Growler skate. Stapley gets to Wesley. Now across to Mayhew. He's got 3 goals this season, 2 of them unassisted. As Caulfield took it away from him. He slides it ahead. Wesley pokes it away. Weiss chases it down along the near wing boards. Now he moves it ahead. Modry skates down the middle. He veers it off to the left. He looks to center it, and it goes through the legs of Wesley. Johnson, right point, over to Burke. Wesley taps it off the glass. Cutler in Growlers territory ahead to Burke. As he steps over the line, Burke gets poked away by Modry. Goes back to center ice. Boy, Modry, this size, covers a lot of ground just with his stick. As Grizz back in their own end, patient with their approach. And time is on Utah's side. 5.5 minutes left in the third. Grizz lead 4-1. Over to Cutler, back in his own zone as he gets pushed by Victor. Turnover as Newfoundland skates in. O'Brien shot, and it's blocked by Thomas. Now Thomas gets it back. Thomas pushed by O'Brien, but he keeps the puck. Does Corey Thomas? As he'll toss a backhand pass to Yoon off the far wing boards. Yoon to the center ice logo for Burke. Burke over to Cutler around center ice near side. Cutler will back it out into his own zone with the puck. He'll throw it to Burke as the Grizzlies play a game of keep away. 24 seconds left in the third as Utah 13 shots, only 1 here in the third period. Burke skates along the near boards over towards Brassard. As Burke gets pushed behind the net, he gets hit and loses the puck. As the Growlers, Isaac Johnson skates down the middle with long strides. He gets across center ice, right wing. Gets around Semick, near goal line. Looked at center it out in front. Newfoundland hacked away. Puck didn't cross the goal line. Both teams are back at full strength. Grizz cross center. Raby with speed. Skates down the middle. Now he throws it off the near boards and chases after it. Raby avoids a check of Daw. Brassard throws an elbow at Raby. Raby pushes Brassard. Brassard pushes Raby rather hard as the Growlers dump it in. As Raby's been hit very hard here in the third period, but he's kept his ground. Yakura near corner. Throws it ahead to Raby. Now to Martel. Martel collides with Dillingham. Newfoundland's about as physical a team as the Grizzlies will play all year. Kind of shadowing their head coach, Matt Cook, when he was a player. Out to center ice. Yakura over towards Berezowski. Now near side. Dillingham crosses center ice. Now he crosses the blue. Drops it off for Caulfield. Right wing shot, and it's gathered by Minor on the low liner. As we stop play with 3:53 left in the third. It's the Grizzlies 4 and the Growlers 1. We'll find out how this one ends together when we come back on the Grizzlies Hockey Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our family's tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Expectations here will always remain high, and we'll continue to find a way.
Guys put together a lot of good games, you know.
.353 left in the third period as Utah leads 4-1. Neither team has scored here so far in the third. Same teams on Friday night. Seems like as this game's progressed, it's gotten more and more physical, and I imagine Friday's game is going to be a pretty physical battle. Make sure to get your tickets at UtahGrizzlies.com. It's an AFC Friday where tickets start at $10 when you pay using your AFC debit or credit card at the Maverik Center box office. Draw near side, one by Newfoundland. One-timer goes wide. That was taken by Johnson on a pass from O'Brien. As Stapley loses it right side, they get it back to Johnson. Newfoundland's net is empty. 4-1, Growlers' net is empty. As high slot, 6 on the ice for Newfoundland in the Grizzlies zone. As Johnson, along the far boards, throws it towards Barakowski. Now back to Johnson. Now O'Brien, right side, as he skates towards the right circle. Righty shot is blocked out in front. It goes to Johnson on the far side. He slides up top for Tykonik. Tykonik over to Johnson, left side. He'll take a righty shot that's blocked. I think it was blocked by Gallant. Over to the right corner. Berezowski battles with Thomas. It gets kicked to the far side as Tykonik. Slot. Lefty shot goes wide. O'Brien feeds it towards the corner. Taken back by Cruikshank. He's on the right side up top for Tykonik, who fakes it to Johnson. Tykonik over to O'Brien just outside the right circle. O'Brien switches places with Tykonik. Tykonik on the right side gets it. 2:45 left in the third. O'Brien left point. Righty shot goes wide. As Cruikshank chases after it, he gets along the near wing boards. As he skates towards the near goal line, looks to center it. Puck lifts. Grizzlies clear it out. They fire towards the empty net, and it goes wide. Long shift for both teams. Growlers will make a line change. Grizzlies will have to keep the same 5 on the ice. As the Growlers had their top line out there with their best players, they weren't able to get one past Trent Miner as it stays 4-1. Looks like Randy Connolly tries to beat traffic. He heads out early. He's put this game in the refrigerator. Let's see if the Grizzlies can officially do so. Draw on the near circle. Stapley will take it against Neil Shea. As Grizz get it. Messner fires towards the empty net, and it goes just wide. Icing is on Utah. 2:26 left in the third. Draw's going to come back towards Trent Miner. He's played a pretty good game. Trent Miner could be one of the 3 stars. So far, he has stopped 28 of 29. Stapley will take the draw against Shea. Shea played at Sacred Heart University for 1 year as a teammate with Dakota Raby, which was 2 years ago. Thomas lifts it into the Growlers zone, and once again, it's going to be icing. Fans thought it should get negated as Gallant was in a race with Jacob Modry. Modry had the long strides, though, was able to get there first. And usually if it's a tie between 2 guys, they're going to call icing more times than not for safety reasons. Messner sporting a mustache. He's got 1 assist tonight. Picked up his first pro goal last Saturday against Iowa. It was a beautiful goal, too, on a wraparound around the net. As Caulfield will take the draw against Stapley. Draw won by the Growlers. It's been a long shift for the Grizz. As Tykonik slides over to Johnson. As the Growlers get their best skaters on the ice. Tykonik over towards O'Brien. Left side, he feeds to the far goal line. Thomas skates over there. It's Caulfield over to O'Brien. Left side, he gets it to Tykonik. Left point, Tykonik. And Messner. Messner shadows Tykonik as Tykonik in the corner drops off for O'Brien. He's in the left circle. O'Brien, righty shot. Saved by Minor. Rebound goes back to O'Brien off the boards. Caulfield, far side near the corner. Thomas in the area as he feeds it up top. As the Growlers, Tykonik over to Johnson. Right side, toe drag. Johnson gets it poked away by Yoon. Shot by Johnson is blocked. Tykonik, left point. Minute and a half left. Now they center it. Shot, and it's blocked out in front before it got to Minor. As the Growlers, far goal line, look to center it to Cruikshank. And puck goes back towards the corner as Grizz doing a good job defensively. Newfoundland bounces off the end boards. Now they throw it to O'Brien. 1:15 left in the third. O'Brien over to Tykonik. Right side. It gets redirected. Blocked by Yoon. Yoon clears it out. Chasing after it is Tykonik. Whistle blows for icing with 1:05 left in the third. An incredibly long shift for Messner, Aragon, Thomas, Yoon, and Stapley. But this baby's in the refrigerator as the Grizzlies are going to end the 3-game losing streak. Here with 1:05 left in the third, they lead 4-1. Neither team has scored in the third period. Growlers have taken 12 shots in the third. The Grizzlies have just taken 1. Stapley will take the draw, and he wins it as Yoon fires it off the far boards. And towards the empty net, it goes just wide as Yoon missed his first pro goal by about 10 feet. Maybe it was closer than 10 feet. And even 1 minute left in this incredibly long shift. We might be nearing the longest shift in Grizzlies history with these 5 on the ice. They've been out there for a good 2 minutes, maybe longer than 2 minutes. Draw in the far circle, and it's won by Newfoundland. Left point, Growlers. Dillingham throws it to the far circle as Singleton. Now Modry right point. Throws to the right side for Shea. Shea gets to Modry. Make that Weiss over across. One-timer goes wide on the shot by Dillingham as Grisby holds the flag in the far corner, waiting for time to elapse. 35 seconds left. Thomas throws it from one corner to the other. It's now on the near side. Net is empty for Newfoundland as Modry, high slot shot, is blocked by Stapley, and Stapley raises both hands in the air so he can finally come off the ice. That was about a 3-minute shift for Stapley, Messner, and company, as Stapley just celebrating the fact that the shift is finally over. And Yoon and Thomas can go to the bench. That's got to unofficially be the longest shift in Utah Grizzlies history right there. That was a good 3 minutes. And Stapley put both hands in the air, not because the Grizzlies are going to win, but because the shift was simply over. As the puck deflected out of play into section 125. Growlers win the draw. Utah's going to win. As Tykonik skates towards the right corner, he gets it poked away. As battle in the corner, 2 Grizzlies and 1 Growler. As Utah's net is empty, Cutler gets pushed. Berezowski skates along the near goal line. Backhand shots blocked by Wesley. Cutler will lift it high into the air. Goes to center ice. And Burke throws it over towards Aragon. Back to Burke. Left point as the goaltender's in there for Newfoundland. As it gets poked away towards the side. Stone delivers a hit. Johnson goes to confront him in the near corner. And that will do it. Grizzlies win. Grizzlies win 4-1, and there is no doubt about it. As Dakota Raby scored 1 goal and 1 assist. Trent Minor was outstanding tonight, stopping 29 of 30. As Grisby waves the flag on the ice as everybody goes to congratulate Trent Minor. The Grizzlies captain Josh Wesley was outstanding tonight. Kyle Mayhew played a strong game and really all around a good performance. Jordan Martell with a big first period goal. Brett Stapley scored a minute after Martell. Stapley's now got a point in 5 of the 6 games as the Grizzlies at center ice salute what was a really good Wednesday night crowd here at Maverik Center. As Utah's record goes to 5-6 this year, the Growlers fall to 6-6-3. Good performance by Utah as they are now 5-3 on home ice this season. Final score from Maverik Center, it's the Grizzlies 4 and the Growlers 1. We'll give you the 3 stars of the game and have the post-game show coming up in 30 seconds. The final score here from Maverik Center, it's the Grizzlies 4 and the Growlers 1 on the Grizzlies Radio Network.
This isn't just copper. It's our job. It's food on our families' tables. Without it, we couldn't stay in touch. It's what keeps our homes warm and our lights on. It's the power behind the team and a greener, brighter future. This isn't just copper. It's a proud Utah and a strong America.
Grizzlies win 4-1 here at Maverik Center in the first of a 3-game series and first of 6 meetings this season between the Grizzlies and Newfoundland Growlers, because obviously geographically that makes sense. 3 stars of the game. Not sure who the joker that is that picks the 3 stars. Maybe we should just give it to the 5 guys on the ice that had about a 3-minute shift there at the end of regulation. Third star tonight with 2 assists. He was a +2. Brandon Cutler. He did not take a single shot in the game, but he is the 3rd star. Cutler with a T-shirt as he'll walk on the ice, and they'll give it to somebody in section 125, about row 7. Cutler 2 assists tonight. He had that beautiful pass to Dakota Raby for Utah's 4th goal. The number 2 star, Trent Miner. He stopped 29 of 30. He had his A game. The only goal scored against him was shorthanded early in the second period on a breakaway. And obviously you're going to give that sometimes, and that every now and then you're going to give a goal up like that. Otherwise, Trent Miner absolutely had his A game here this evening. Best performance for him so far in the regular year. Number 1 star tonight, Dakota Raby. 1 goal, 1 assist. He was a +1. He had 2 shots. He was just a fight away from a Gordie Howe hat trick. And with the way the Growlers were trying to push him around in the third period, and with as many big hits as he took tonight, it had to be a pretty close battle between Raby and Miner for the number 1 star. But Raby, with all the hits that he absorbed in the third period and all the toughness he showed, and really just with the performance he had all around, playing a strong 2-way game, he's the number 1 star this evening. But kind of like the last home game when the Grizzlies defeated Wichita 4-1, it was a full 60-minute effort for the Grizzlies tonight, and certainly was needed after what was a pretty tough series against Iowa where they were swept in a 3-game set. And the Grizzlies came out and had a strong practice yesterday. Morning skate looked well, and you knew the Grizzlies wanted to make amends for what happened last week, and you knew they were playing a good Newfoundland team, a club that's got some outstanding forwards. Isaac Johnson in particular, who scored the Growlers' only goal. He was outstanding tonight, and the Growlers are going to be one of the more physical teams Utah plays all year. But the Grizzlies really held their ground strong. They had a 4-1 victory, and that for the second straight home game, the Grizzlies get a 4-1 win as they've outscored the opposition 8-2 in the last 2 home games. Grizz got on the board first. They are now 4-1 when scoring first. Jordan Martell was the Optum first goal of the game scorer. He picked up his 4th of the year. Raby with an assist. As Raby was at neutral ice, just kind of moved it ahead to Martell. Martell kind of had a breakaway, but he had a guy, I think it was Tykonik, kept forgetting his name all night long, even in the third period after saying it a few times. He was more towards Martell's right, pretty much forcing Martell to go to his left. He just kind of skated down the middle and then fired a nice backhand shot that got over Luke Cavalin to make it 1-0. It's the Roosters' 4th of the year with Raby picking up the assists. Less than a minute later, exactly 53 seconds after Martell scored to make it 1-0, Corey Thomas was in the left point, fired towards the net. It got redirected by Brett Stapley's stick. Cole Gallant was also in the area getting his stick out, trying to redirect it, but it was Stapley that redirected it and put it in the back of the net as he gets his 2nd of the year. Stapley now has a point in 5 of his first 6 games with Utah. Thomas got his first point of the season, and this is 7th game of the year. Thomas, in 41 games last year, had 7 assists for Utah, and that made it 2-0. Mick Messner also with an assist, which is his 3rd of the year. He now has a point in 2 straight games. Utah led 2-0 after 1 period, even though Newfoundland outshot the Grizzlies 8-6. And during the postgame show, we'll talk about the shot advantage that Newfoundland actually had here tonight. They outshot the Grizzlies 30-13. The Growlers got a shorthanded goal, 1:38 into the second period, as Isaac Johnson had a breakaway. And it was kind of an awkward-looking goal. It wasn't necessarily one of those top-shelf things. It might have, from what I hear, it might have bounced off the post and bounced off a Miner's ankle and then crossed the goal line. It's hard to really say what happened there without seeing a replay. But Johnson scored unassisted, 1:38 in, and that cut into the Utah lead 2-1. Grizzlies 2-goal advantage came back 5:07 into the second as the captain Josh Wesley got a second of the year with Kyle Mayhew and Brandon Cutler picking up the assists. Wesley was outstanding tonight. He was a +2 and had 2 shots, and he was a physical presence all night long. And for a guy that's 6'3" and 201 pounds, he was somebody that led by example here tonight, as Utah certainly needed the victory, and Wesley certainly did a good job leading the Grizzlies, and his goal was Utah's third, making it 3-1, 5:07 into the second period. Later on in the second, Brandon Cutler was towards the high slot. Newfoundland was trying to get the puck out of their own zone. It bounced off of Cutler, and then Cutler skated towards the far wing boards, got the puck, and he found a cutting Dakota Raby out in front. Cutler with an absolutely perfect pass to Raby out in front, and then once Raby got it, it was just one-on-one with him and the goaltender, and Raby got it past Luke Cavalin to make it 4-1. It's Raby's first goal of the year, and for Cutler, his second assist of the night and 5th of the year. Cutler and Jordan Martell are now tied for the club lead with 9 points on the season. That was all she wrote for the scoring. Raby ended up as the number 1 star tonight with 1 goal and 1 assist. Brandon Cutler with 2 assists for Utah. For Cutler, let's see how many multiple point games that is for him. That is his 3rd multiple point game this year, and that's the first for Dakota Raby. Cutler last season, he only played about half the year. He ended up spending some time with 3 different AHL clubs. And in terms of course, the one time I need the multiple point game snap from last year, I took it away from the Grizzlies game notes. I think he had about 10 or 11 last season, which was about 3rd or 4th on the club. Neither team scored in the third period, even though the Growlers outshot the Grizzlies 12-1. As we mentioned before for the game, it was a 30-13 edge that Newfoundland had on the shots. Did it really matter? Not really. The Grizzlies didn't have any scoring chances in the third period. The Growlers had 6. So for the Grizzlies, in 13 shots, according to the off-ice officials, they had 9 scoring chances. So they weren't necessarily getting a good quantity, but they were certainly getting a good quality here tonight. For the Growlers, they ended up with 12 scoring chances among their 30 shots. The faceoff battle is pretty close to even tonight. Grizzlies won 32, and the Growlers had 29, so 32-29 in favor of Utah. Grizz had 10 giveaways, and the Growlers had 7. There was a lot of hitting, in this game, in particular in the last 2 periods. So I'm curious to see if that's going to continue here in this series, whether the physical play is just going to continue to get ramped up more and more, as Newfoundland is a team that's probably got a little bit of a size advantage over the Grizzlies. We'll see if that translates into anything more physically over the last 2 games of this series. Tim Broussard's hanging out high atop section 114. And when we come back in 30 seconds, we'll talk with him and get his thoughts on what he saw tonight, as it's a victorious Wednesday evening for the Grizzlies. They defeat Newfoundland 4-1 on the Grizzlies Hockey Network. Grizzlies 4, Growlers 1, despite the fact that Newfoundland outshot the Grizzlies 30-13 here in the first of a 3-game series, first of 6 meetings this year between the Grizzlies and Growlers. As we had a good time, we had some live music here at Maverik Center, and what I thought was a pretty good Wednesday night crowd. Attendance 3,863, 3863. One of the best Wednesday crowds the Grizzlies have had in recent memory. Tim, Grizzlies wanted a full 60-minute effort here tonight, and they certainly got that. It was interesting towards the end of regulation. There was a lot of icings in there. That was about a 3-minute shift by Stapley, Messner, Yoon, Thomas. I can't remember the other 4, and I should remember because he was out there for about 3 minutes. Once Stapley bounced the puck out of play in celebration, he was excited that the shift was over.
Oh, and so there's the lineys, and the whole bench was going nuts. That was an incredible, just 2 minutes plus of hockey that they were able to withstand, and they were totally gassed. I think they were kind of pushing each other over, to the bench. But honestly, so was the penalty kill all night. that was outstanding too. Gosh, what was the? Oh, of course, I cropped out the numbers. Okay, so I didn't have
the Grizzlies were 3 for 3
totals.
on the penalty kill. I mean, Utah's power play was 0 for 5, but that's
we'll get to that. But outstanding. So, and the other thing that I had on the notes is, we kept O'Brien quiet. He was active, but he was quiet. I think he ended up being a -2, no shots, and at least that was at the 231 mark in regulation. And that's outstanding because he was, I think, the most significant threat coming into the game for the Newfoundland.
Yeah, and he's been one of the best players in the league over the last 5 years. The shot count, I don't know that necessarily matters that much, especially if you're the Grizzlies and you get 9 scoring chances out of the 13 shots. Only 1 in the third period. It's one of those things that, when you win, it's, hey, we got quality over quantity. When you lose, it's one of those like, hey, we got to generate a little bit more. But, it seemed to work here tonight.
Right. So you got to ask yourself, so what's the pattern? Is the pattern that, this is the one-off and we're doing really well by being, down in shots? And I'd say, no, this seems to be, a recurring almost problem that we're not generating enough. Now, we were lucky that a majority of our shots went in, thank heavens. Calvin, went for 9 for 13. Those, I struggle to at least get my numbers that high, but that's a one-off. You're not going to have an ECHL goalie typically let in 4 goals on 13 shots. So I think, I'm going to mark that down as still a C, maybe C- in the Grizzlies needs improvement category. And along with the power play, there's a lot of takeaways from tonight. And I think those are 2 that they can probably, take over Thanksgiving and ponder and see if they can't do a little bit better on.
And based on what happened last week, this wasn't quite a must-win game for the Grizzlies, but it certainly felt like something they really needed to get back on track.
One of the things we talked about in the Iowa series in the post game was they needed some type of a spark, some catalyst, something positive that they could build on. And I think tonight's effort and the way that they played and the result that they got from the effort is one of those things that can spark them through the rest of the series.
Some nights, they always say, and usually it's a hockey cliche, that some nights you need your best players to be your best players. And it felt like tonight some of the Grizzlies' best players were their best players tonight. Wesley, Mayhew, Cutler, Martell, Stapley, they were all outstanding.
Can we throw Miner in there too?
We can throw Miner in there.
Oh my gosh! When you needed him to be big, he was right there. I couldn't believe some of those saves. I mean, you were shouting out, save Miner, just so loud. You were over the crowd. It was incredible, especially the couple down, here the last 10 minutes of regulation, and his vision. He's got 2 growlers right in front of him, and we're trying to do everything we can to push him out and give Miner some room to operate. And the way he just sees it, he must have some type of secondary radar that he can just pick up. But the point was that his vision, and he was able to suffocate the puck as well as not giving up a rebound, because I think if he did that, we probably would eat 1 or 2 goals. Now, they got a couple that were close, that the dribblers that kind of went by him and then, just by the post. But I think overall, Miner, A+ somewhere in there. He did outstanding, and I think he's part of the main reason why the Grizzlies did so well tonight.
Probably his best performance of the regular season so far. Anything else stand out to you tonight?
We mentioned the power play. The power play grade, I'm going to give it an NI. My number 1 grade in junior high, needs improvement. So
that was mine as well.
We had on the 5-on-3, we had a minute 4, something like that of
I think exactly a minute.
Okay, a minute of power play time, and majority of that I felt like we didn't have anybody in front of a goalie that was struggling to control what was in front of him. We had 5 shooters and a little bit of a horseshoe shape around them, and nobody rotating in or cutting in to get there.
I think missing Dylan Fitz probably hurt that. Fitz could have been the guy in front of the net if you were in the lineup.
Right. So Fitz with his hands and all that, you give him a little bit of a rebound and you're going to eat it coming in. And I think I don't know if that was by design or just a miscue that that one-off moment of time. But the problem is it happened on a 5-on-3 where we could have really if we would have put it in there, potentially iced it right there.
Looked like the Growlers really tried to play the Grizzlies physical, especially the second half of the game. Raby took so many hits in the third period, and I think whoever does the 3 stars of the game, and that guy's an absolute idiot who does it, by the way. But I think that probably made the difference, as many hits as he absorbed in the third period, as to why he ended up as the number 1 star tonight.
He was everywhere. The not even just with the puck, but he was causing defensive mismatches because of the speed and the potential speed of getting loose around the corner and getting behind him. He's causing, Newfoundland Deef to pull back a little bit, and they can't challenge as high. So even though he didn't have the puck, he was causing an impact on the game. And then the physical nature, he's getting banged up on the board, slashed on the hands. I was worried that on the retaliation, I could have totally agreed if he would have retaliated after that. He chose not to take the penalty, and we didn't do anything with it, but at least that gave us an opportunity to maybe even work on the power play. So hats off to Raby and his effort and the speed and the skill. I think arguably that was probably one of his better games this season. I don't know if it's his best, but it's up there.
Yeah, probably for Raby, it might be his best one this season. The Grizzlies aren't going to be one of the bigger teams in the league. They picked up Aragon, who adds some speed to the mix, and I was really impressed with what I saw from him tonight. So I think a team like Newfoundland probably figures they can play physical with the Grizzlies, but the Grizzlies really did a good job of standing their ground tonight and really being disciplined. This could have been easily a game where Growlers could have had 6 or 7 power plays. Instead, they only had 3 tonight. Grizzlies are pretty good in being disciplined, but that teams are going to come after you. They're going to be physical against you because Utah, while they do have a ton of speed, they're not necessarily one of the bigger teams in the league.
Right, and then there was the polite, play. I'd rather us play polite or grumpy than polite. But I think with the restraint and the discipline that we showed tonight, that played into our hand. We didn't give them an even up, where two guys over the box for roughing. No, they went to the box for roughing. So I was pleased with how the discipline played in our favor this time versus coming back and eating us.
We had some fun here tonight. Grizzlies played well, winning 4-1. In fact, the last 2 home games for the Grizzlies were 4-1 victories, as they won 4-1 against the Wichita Thunder. I believe that was November 11th. About 10 or 11 days ago, Utah won 4-1. Utah is now 5-3 at home here, protecting home ice. They got another big one on Friday night, Black Friday, here at Maverik Center. It's an AFCU Friday, and hopefully we'll have a big crowd. Tonight was a pretty good Wednesday crowd, and hopefully it'll be a good one on Black Friday. And don't forget, on Saturday, the local college football teams, they play in the afternoon. So come on down to Maverik Center, enjoy some hockey on Saturday night as well. Grizzlies certainly needed the victory, and they came out with a good 60-minute effort here tonight as their record goes to 5-6 on the year. Tim, Thanksgiving's tomorrow. Certainly looking forward to that. I think I'm going to watch some football and eat a little bit of food. It's going to be a salad, though. It's not going to be a bunch of food. It's going to be a salad and a bunch of crunches, because this camera certainly keeps you honest. And
yeah, it does.
By Christmas I want to look more like Arnold Schwarzenegger and not like Santa Claus. So we're going to try to control ourselves here this year.
Real quick, I do want to throw a shout out to the best camera crew in the ECHL. That's Jed, Trent, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. Jason, Boyd, and Brandon, you guys are so good. Yes, we mentioned you on the away broadcast. That's how good you are.
I don't know. Kansas City's pretty good too. Wichita's not got a good unit here, but hopefully the Newfoundland broadcaster. How about this? It's 1:30, I think, over in Newfoundland. It's like 3.5 hour difference. So the game started at 10:40 at night.
Oh, wow.
For him.
Those are some dedicated fans. Hey, speaking of fans, a couple of fan shout outs on our super boards. We got a couple fan boards. One of them, Elijah Webb, who also writes articles. So shout out to him, and also Becky Hulso on the Fanatics group. Thank you. We appreciate it, and your participation, and also season ticket holders. And anyway, but throw shout outs that way.
It was a fun one here tonight. I'm doing nothing tomorrow and getting ready for Friday's game. And I think it was good to head into the Thanksgiving holiday on the right note. I know that Ryan Kanasowicz and Christian Horn can enjoy the turkey a little bit more tomorrow. Although Kanasowicz is from Canada. Is he really going to celebrate Thanksgiving?
I don't know, but maybe we can give him the microphone for the Canadian national anthem and let him have it going. We were talking about that pregame.
Pick a player.
Right.
Pretty sure they all know the words.
Absolutely. It's better than just having it blank and everybody kind of looking around at each other. Okay.
But it was good to hear it tonight. It's really is a beautiful anthem.
Hey, absolutely. If you're in the audience and you can sing the Canadian national anthem,
sing along,
or call the main office, please, and let Jared know. And hey, get in the rotation.
But make sure you can sing first. We don't want just anybody here.
Right.
You got to get somebody who can actually sing. A lot of action in the league tonight. Kansas City loses to Tulsa 3-2. That's only the third loss for the Kansas City Mavericks this year. Idaho held on for a 5-3 victory over Rapid City. That game played at the Monument. Idaho actually has to spend Thanksgiving Day at the Howard Johnson Hotel over in Rapid City.
Sounds like you've been there.
I've been there before. Yeah.
In the walk.
Football score, Cincinnati over Indy 7-3. Grizzlies will face Cincinnati once in the month of December on the road. Wheeling over Toledo 4-2. Allen is a 5-3 winner over Wichita. Norfolk shuts out Trois-Rivières 4-0. Iowa has now won 7 in a row. They defeat Kalamazoo 3-1. South Carolina is a 4-0 winner over Jacksonville. Greenville defeats Atlanta 3-2. And Adirondack is a 5-1 winner over Reading. Any final thoughts before we head off for the Thanksgiving holiday?
Oh, let this be the catalyst for good things the rest of the way. We struggled. I thought we struggled a little bit more than we should have against Wichita. I thought we could have done a much better in Iowa, and we didn't come out with anything to prove for our efforts. So I'm hoping this is that catalyst. I'm still concerned with shot count. I know we capitalized on, every precious opportunity we got, but 13, 14, 15 shots a game is typically not going to win you very many points. So I'm hoping to right the ship that way. But in the meantime, I hope everybody out there has a wonderful and happy and full and blessed and just a really peaceful Thanksgiving.
3 good football games tomorrow, and we'll watch all those and then come back here and enjoy some Grizzlies hockey on Black Friday, where the Grizzlies are going to be wearing white jerseys. They might actually wear the cream again. How about the jerseys
so
tonight?
Good. We saw those in warm-ups, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And we're like, okay, who's going to take the rotation down to the team store? Because
neither of us did it tonight, and I'm a little bit concerned going there Friday that there might not be any more jerseys there.
And okay, so but what about 10, 15 minutes later, I'm up on the concourse, and I see this drove of all those jerseys and, the hoodie types that are the same style, and I'm like, oh man, I got to get down there like right now.
Yeah, I got to get some of those.
Absolutely.
Hopefully the team store hears us and saves us. Save me an XL.
1 or 2. Yeah, XL right here. We're good.
We're going to try to make it a large by Valentine's Day, but we'll see. My motivation's not exactly there, but this camera might end up changing things here on YouTube.
Does it give you enough? Camera don't lie, man.
It really doesn't lie, sadly enough. Well, now I'll wrap things up here from Maverik Center. We're having a good time, and the Grizzlies played well this evening. Dakota Raby's the number 1 star. He had 1 goal and 1 assist. Trent Miner stopped 29 of 30. And Brandon Cutler had 2 assists and was a +2. As the Grizzlies win their 5th of the year, they are now 5-3 here at Maverik Center. Game lasted 2 hours and 27 minutes. And a pretty good Wednesday crowd of 3,863. 38-63 here as Utah wins 4-1. They are now 3-1 all-time against the Growlers. For Tim Broussard, I'm Tyson Whiting, and it is what it is. Next broadcast of Grizzlies hockey will be on Friday night, 6:50 pregame show, 7:10 face-off. You've been listening to the Grizzlies Radio Network, presented by Rio Tinto Kennecott.